honestly, love, like, in romance was invented by, like, poor men who couldn't afford to, like, support women they wanted to marry and, like, buy them houses and shit and, like, farm animals. And
yes, because, for most of history, like, the ability to reproduce actually has been, like, limited to the 1%,
your
really.
resources.
The 1%. So, in a way, so you agree that that's how it should be? Like...
Well, I think that love is pushed on women so that we don't expect things like financial security or, I don't know, respect.
You probably like double cheeked up. I know. Double cheeked up.
Awesome. Well, welcome again to the Manly Girly Dating Talk Podcast, the fastest growing comedic dating talk podcast in North Carolina. I have a great panel for y'all. Some new faces, some faces you've seen before, and we'll start here to my left. Please tell me your name, age, dating status, and the last time you went on a date.
Ooh.
Start with you, my friend.
So Joel, 35. I'm married, and every day is dating. Every day.
Stop the cap.
Format.
She might watch this, so I gotta say the right thing.
Yeah. And where did you go?
We went to.
Stop the cap.
Applebee's.
There's just so many. I'm trying to choose one. No, we went to a cabin that we rented.
First date?
Oh, we talking about first date or just? I thought it was like
the
last
date
date.
you've ever been on. No, sorry, I'm not.
First date. No, that was
That's
just
crazy.
double cheeked up.
First day was Poundtown.
Poundtown,
Where I
yeah.
went.
No, first date was wild. She butt dialed me. She was like, I didn't mean to. I was like, okay,
love that
I know
move.
what that means. So I just showed up to her at some Mexican bar in Manhattan, and from there it was double cheeked up.
I like it.
Written in stone from that moment.
Perfect. Well, welcome to the show, Joel. Joel. Well, you know this guy. You've seen him in a prior episode. Not a furry. Just to confirm. Please give us your name, age, relationship status, and last time you went on a date.
Yeah, name is Giuseppe, 30 years old, single, and last date was maybe like a week ago. Yep.
Where'd you go?
Poundtown. That's it. It was a Tubi and Doomy night. That's what it was.
Poundtown, where you're the mayor, right?
You
That's
might, but can you get closer to the microphone just so we can hear
yes.
your voice? Yeah. And feel free to scoot your chair in if you need to as well.
you rubbing knees with y'alls.
Oh, yeah.
Mayor, the
Emily probably has
governor.
some room there as well.
The comptroller of Poundtown.
That's it.
Well,
Commissioner.
welcome to the show. And then somebody that I'm very excited to have on the pod, who I've known that's always a very funny comic. Welcome to the show. Why don't you tell us your name, age, relationship status, and last time that you went on a date?
Okay. I'm Tori Chafee, 35. Thank you. Relationship status, single. The last time I ever went on a date, it's hard to say because, like, I could probably honestly say I've never been on a date. I always just, like, end up fucking my friends. You're welcome.
Friends with benefits.
Yeah, so like if so no dates, no walks, no dinners.
We might end up fucking
You
after
might get
this.
a little
That's what
closer
happened.
to the mic.
Crazy.
Who? Which one?
Poundtown is crazy.
Whoever's
There's a
left
lot of
is-
residents
Oh
of
my
Poundtown.
God.
And if you want to scoot in as well, so like I don't know if the legs are crossing. that way you can
Sanitation
get-
management of Poundtown. Oh no! It's a
You clean up
tough
the
job.
remains.
Someone's got to do
I
it.
clean up the streets by being in them.
Well,
It's a hard
welcome to the show,
Thank you.
Tori. Excited to see you. I don't think we've seen you in a long time.
Long time, yeah.
Are
It's good to
you
see
are you still doing comedy? No comedy?
No comedy for me.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have some laughs today.
Oh, absolutely. We already are. Thank you for the show, for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, gladly. And you know her, you love her, or if
Or
if you're in the
hate
comment
me.
section, you may hate her. You know, we have Emily. Please, Emily, give us your your thing, you know?
My name's Emily. I'm 30. I'm single. And my last date was like a week ago. Yeah, something like that.
So what is your position in Poundtown?
Oh, my position in Poundtown. Let's see. I'm like the swiper in Poundtown, you know, like
Swiper,
like
jeez.
Dora the
Just
Explorer,
Fox.
you know.
Just going in homes and stealing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I like to,
So
you know, when you go to Poundtown and you know, you wake up the next day from your trip to Poundtown and you're like, oh my God, where's my PS5?
It's me.
So you steal from the Mexican girl.
Gotta get-
That happened to me last time I was in Poundtown
That's crazy.
for work.
Awesome. Well, welcome back, Emily. And you know me, love him, the former host of a Side of Fries podcast, Mr. Alex Schimmel.
Hello.
I have a camera in here that probably has you. I have another one up there that will catch you. So.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah. But I don't have a button for it.
Hello.
And name, age, you know, and last time that you went on a date, and was it also Poundtown, I guess?
So my name is Alex Schimmel. I'm 26. And the last time I went on a date was about a week ago. I went to go to the Repticon convention in Raleigh with my girlfriend. It was the first date. And what's my position in Poundtown? I'm the Parks and Recs manager of Poundtown.
That's a good position.
Yeah.
That's
Parks and Recs, brother.
Going on events.
good. That's crazy. You said first date and girlfriend?
Yeah.
Wow. Works
So
fast.
She's your girlfriend already?
Well, yeah. Like, so we've known each other for a little bit, and she kind of wanted to take things further, and I was
That's
like,
what happens
yeah,
when you go
me
to
too.
Poundtown. You might leave.
Poundtown's a good place.
You might leave with a girlfriend.
Good place.
Joel, what's your position?
Was
Never
she
asked
homeless?
Yeah,
That just was
as
on my mind.
Parks and Recs, he was
Yeah.
just in one of the parks and picked her
Cleaning
up.
the streets.
So
No, she
he
said
said
that.
Raleigh, like, okay. Yeah.
Nice. Well, welcome you all to the podcast. Very excited to have you all here. Well, we're going to start with a little icebreaker, have you react to a video, and then tell me what you think afterwards.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to close. Do you want anything?
No, I'm not.
All right.
What's wrong?
What's wrong?
Give me a water. What the fuck are you doing? You're fucking slamming the whole fucking thing. Annabelle. Guys, don't slam the door. Hey, Hulk. Dude. Yeah, sounds good. Thank you. Fuck was that?
5p energy drink.
Right, okay.
Ow, no, nigga. You stink.
Yo! Chill with that.
Okay.
Well, what are you doing if your lady slams the shit out of your car door?
Are you looking
Oh,
for
it happens all the time.
financial
She
compensation?
does it all the time. And like my thing is not even that it startles me. It's like, yo, we're still paying for this car. What are you doing?
We don't
We
own
still
this
got
car
payment
yet.
plans.
We don't own this yet.
Why would you do that? You don't care at
You still
all.
got 12
Like,
months of payment plans.
I'm not trying to do that. Yeah. I like how most of the dudes that yelled back was like white dudes. They were like, what are you doing? No.
Like, how shaken
A
up
lot of them
everyone
were
looked.
passenger princesses. I don't know if y'all noticed
Absolutely.
What's a passenger princess?
that. It's when you control the radio and you sit on the side of the car and all you do is play on your phone and enjoy the ride. That's it.
And do you have a small wiener?
And small wiener.
Small wiener energy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Nice, Giuseppe.
So if
Have-
that happened to me,
Have they done it to you, by the way?
It has. So I used to have a Cadillac Eldorado, an old piece of junk. I call it a POS. And this woman slammed the door, and my window immediately fell off. And then I became the dude that had a trash bag for a window.
Oh, shit.
That guy.
That's
What
bad.
car was this, bro? Hold on, because like if it's that easily
It was a
broken-
2002 Cadillac Eldorado.
like 2
Love
years
the
ago.
car.
It was like
2002. It was great. My dad was very proud of me for having that car.
Yeah, did it work on the ladies?
No, absolutely not. So I don't know if you guys know, but like my father is like super like Joe Pesci stereotypical Italian. And when I got a Cadillac, he was like, "Son, I'm so proud of you. You're finally living up to your culture." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "You have a Cadillac." And I was like, "Dad, you drive a Ford. What does that mean?" You know? And man, I don't even know where I'm going with this. So when you drive with a Cadillac, the only people that would stop me was old people, and they'd be like, "You don't know about this car right here." And I was like, "I don't." Never got a compliment from a
Yeah.
woman.
Did,
though.
did they make that? Did they make that accent as well? Or
Exactly. The whole head shaking too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just making
I like a
sure.
little Indian G. I don't know what she was doing there.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. Tori, what was your reaction to that video?
I
little closer to
kind
the
of
mic,
agree
please.
with the passenger princess thing. The passenger princess thing. I agree with that. They all seemed very upset, like they were gonna seek financial compensation, like wear a fake neck brace or something.
Oh my
Yeah.
neck.
Oh. Like, you could have slammed my hand in it. You didn't, but
Yeah.
come on.
Have you ever slammed the car just to see how it do?
I never did that
would react?
prank. I did slam my boyfriend's head in a car door on purpose.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
What
I don't like
What'd he do?
Poundtown.
What-
Pound,
what-
you have a
what
different
did
term
he
for
do?
pound.
No, that actually didn't happen. I've just fantasized about it a lot.
Okay, I hear you. Probably deserved it. Right?
Yeah.
Promoted to the warden.
Men
okay.
are trash.
But I just think that women abusing men is always justified. So
Poundtown.
I agree with that.
All right, now.
Wow. See, I told you, Emily. I told you wanted to be here for this.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like,
That's why she works sanitation in Poundtown. 'Cause she takes out the trash.
yeah.
One head curb stomp at a time.
Yep.
I like the guys that were like, "What did I do this week?" Like,
Their eyes were just
they
like,
were just like, "What?
My
What did
life
I
is
forget
over."
to take off the trash? Like, what did I do? Did I leave all the cabinets open? Like, what is?" Yeah,
That's what most of them said.
They were just like running through, like, "Why did this happen?"
Most of them were like, "Are you mad? Why are you mad?
Yeah,
What's going on? Dunk. Oh my, why?"
disassociated. Some of them.
yeah.
They're
Flashbang sound.
They were like, "Did she go through my phone?"
that's amazing. Alex, what would you do if, a lady slams the car door like that? I know you love your car.
I'd be pissed. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, here's the thing. I get it. Like for me, I'm paying off my car right now. Like, yeah, we still haven't paid for that shit, but that fucking messes up the door. Like long term. Like at some point, that car's not gonna be able to close either, or even like it'll just swing open like randomly.
It's really
Yeah,
funny to
drive
me.
off, leave her at the gas station.
Or the
Men
window
seem
falls
to have
off.
more empathy for cars than they do for human women. It's kind of funny.
Crazy.
I mean,
Reactions, gentlemen.
no, that's not.
You
that's
can
not
actually
fair.
mess up the door
No,
if you
no,
do
no,
that
no,
too
no,
many
no.
times.
Technically, I slam a woman harder than I do my car door. Like if you think about it,
For
Poundtown,
Big wiener energy.
big wiener.
Big wiener. First wiener. First
Also,
wiener
like,
of the night.
I want to know what I did to deserve that door slam, because like that is kind of rude. I don't know. I'd never do that to
It's a
anybody.
little uncalled for.
Especially on your side. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't like that.
What did the car do to her?
I love it.
The car has feelings now.
Great. Let's, we're going to wet our beak here and continue with the reaction, and we'll see what y'all think. I like this energy already. Wafik wishes he was here right now.
This is my visual reaction.
Do not go on that coffee date. Do not go on that boba date. Do not go meet that man for drinks. This man saw you, and his first initial thought wasn't, wow, I'd really love to get to know her over some dinner and a nice ambiance. He looked at you and said, Dunkin'? Starbucks? The amount of messages that I get from men that ask me if I like coffee. No, bitch, I don't like coffee. I
As you
actually
drink
hate it.
coffee. This is crazy.
The reactions. We'll start with Emily. We'll start.
Yeah,
with
why is she buckled in?
Yeah, I think that was more of a corset that she was wearing at the time.
She
Oh,
brought her
waist
own-
trainers.
Yeah.
She brought her own
Yeah.
airbags. It makes sense, you know.
Tori, reaction to that video?
I mean, like, I understand what she's saying. That
What is she saying?
you know, if you want to court a lady, you might want to throw down some money or something. I don't know, especially if she paid for those. You could pay for her dinner.
Okay,
Been to
Seems-
Starbucks?
seems
They're
fair to me.
expensive already. Are you kidding me? 2 drinks alone is more than a meal sometimes. Like,
That's fair, but I think if that's your budget, you might be going for a woman who doesn't look like that one in that video.
that's fine.
Yeah.
It's a pay to play,
Fair's fair,
basically.
yeah.
True. I'll take that.
Pay-on.
That eliminates her. Like, okay, cool.
Which is
Okay.
fine, yeah. Who needs all that maintenance sometimes? But if you want her, if you want her,
I gotta pay off my car and those. No, I'm good.
That's a bigger payment than my
it's a
Honda
financial
Accord.
commitment. It just makes sense.
This is true.
Perfect. Alex, what's
Yes,
your reaction to that lady?
I don't know. I have like a big stance on the fact that like the coffee shop is just not the spot. But I like coffee, and I always look for people that do like coffee. So like, I really just try to figure out like what they like doing, and if it matches up with me, then that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
But,
take him to the reptile expo.
Yeah. Why isn't nobody?
You want to
talking
see the
about
axolotls?
Yeah, you
They're my
want. You
favorite.
said you wanted some
callback.
anaconda.
that? Hey.
Gonna play with some marbles?
Nice, love it. Giuseppe.
I agree with. I'm so sorry, I don't remember your name.
That's fine.
But I'm a terrible person.
She actually
But,
doesn't
like,
have a name.
She's the sanitation manager in Poundtown. I agree with her.
Thank you.
I believe, like, personally, like, I don't like just the coffee date. I think it's a very bland. When you want to take a woman out, regardless whether she looks like that or whatever, I think you have to have fun with it. You know.
Be creative.
Creative. You have to have fun. Like, for example, my most recent date, I took her to the park. They had like an event there. That way we could walk, we could talk, we could have
This guy
visuals,
knows the deal, you know? Yeah.
you know? And then after that, I was like, yo, you want to go get coffee? Because that way we could talk even more. We could have more of an intimate, serious conversation. Because I don't want to walk in the park and be like, so where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, I just want to talk. So I feel like you have to have levels to it. Like, if you go straight to a coffee date, it's kind of boring, in my opinion.
Yes, it is boring, but you get to know each other. Like, to me, I think it's less of a commitment where it's like, okay, are we even compatible outside of the physical?
But
is a
I
good
And
point.
it's easier for a woman to say that because it's like, well, she's not spending money. So yeah, wine and dine me, take me out, extravagant, do all these things. But I just want to get to know if we even worth entertaining further.
But like
and
the
then I
very
spend the money.
first,
Yeah,
I
the very
feel
first.
like
Why
I'm
go-
cool with like the first date having it included, right? I know if it was me, if someone took me on a date and they're like, hey, you want to just get coffee? I'm like, that's it. Like, you don't want
That's a 20-minute interview.
yeah, like I'm all for it. I just don't think it's like the dinner and movie thing. Like, I think you should do a little bit more than that because it's basic. Coffee dates are very
No,
basic.
movies is
We just gotta know if you're the right candidate for mayor of Poundtown. You know.
That's valid.
Yeah. After one coffee.
That's
Yeah,
all
it's
we
the
need.
That's the first round interview.
You gotta have them order.
I mean, it does.
You
I
know a lot.
I agree
Sorry,
with you if
can
you're
you,
not
get
if
a-
you're not trying to commit to like a whole dinner that's going to take hours when if you find out you're not compatible with them and then you're like, well, shit, we're sitting here for like 2 hours or whatever that you had planned.
Exactly.
So like a little preliminary coffee thing, sure. I think that woman in the video though, that's just like, she's like a different kind of girl.
She's like that lady that was like, oh, he took me out to Cheesecake Factory. Can you believe he took me out to Cheesecake Factory? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
That
list, like places they don't want to go.
Yeah.
I think women nowadays they're like crunching the numbers and they're thinking like I bought myself like a pair of breasts maybe
Breastises.
got my nails done, got my hair
Breastises.
done. This shit ain't cheap. This makeup is expensive. Like if you want me to do all that shit and look good and be with you, you should take me out somewhere that's nice. You should throw down too.
Make me arm candy, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean that's the point of it.
That's what she wants. Yeah, no, I like I'm against movies. Like going to the movies is stupid on a first date. You're just sitting there.
You don't
That's
talk.
the worst.
You're not doing anything. Like, okay, let's go watch Spider-Man. Like,
I
no,
love a movie.
On a
You
first
don't
date?
have
On a
to
first
talk.
date though,
Yeah.
like
And then after you can be like, so what about that movie, huh? And then you have something to talk about.
In the past year, I feel like there have been a lot of guys who've asked me to go to the gym with them on a first date.
That's-
What is that?
I don't get that.
They want
What
to
is that? Yo, let me
spot you.
What is that?
Let me see your PR.
athleticism.
Yeah,
How
they're
much can you
like-
deadlift?
They're like, dang girl, you're tall.
We're
You
gonna
play
do the-
basketball?
We're gonna do the presidential fitness test before we do
I need
anything.
someone to spot me on squats.
They
so
want
I
to know what
do
you're gonna
got out.
smell like after Poundtown.
That's
They're like-
crazy.
Ew.
That's crazy.
they need a heads
Are
up.
you
Like,
kidding me? That involves that's saying that I do any work.
Is that like taking girls swimming on a first date? So just kind of see them at their most stripped down.
no, we have
Do
technology.
people do that?
Yeah, I mean,
Is
Swim
that a
dates?
thing?
I don't think that's a
like
real thing.
it's like a
No.
online.
but it's a meme. Like,
take
it's
a girl swimming on a first date.
Oh,
so
yeah.
if she's-
Yeah,
I
okay.
gotcha.
So far, we got waterproof shit. I've seen it. There's no way.
Oh yeah, you airbrush that stuff.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. It doesn't.
No,
matter.
we'll find a way to
We'll
trick
find-
you.
Love it. Thank you so far, panel. I can already tell that this panel is going to have a great conversation. So, since we're on the topic, what's the perfect first date that you've taken somebody out on, or you've been taken out on? And we'll start with you, Joel.
Perfect first date.
Like, what's your move? Like, like what would you, if you like, or you potentially are into a person or a thing that you might be into it, what's the date that you're planning?
Oh, coffee shop. Easily.
What happened?
Over.
We just
We just saw the video, Joel.
doesn't
We just
work.
agreed the Poundtown said this is a no-go.
I've only had one first date.
And then
And tell us why a coffee date. Why?
No, it wouldn't actually be coffee shop. I think some of my favorite first dates has what we've been involved, taking me somewhere. Like usually I'll get taken somewhere that I've never been before, but the other person has, and they're a big
Joel's
fan
getting
of it.
taken on the date.
Oh yeah, I don't play that shit. no.
Well,
Oh,
look at
you're
him.
being
Look at
taken
him.
on it.
I'm the passenger princess.
yeah.
Yeah.
Stop slamming my car door.
But like usually if there's some kind of emotional attachment or like excitement, like they're really eager, like that wins me over. If someone's like, oh my God, I want to show you this place. It's super cool. I love it. Their food there is incredible. And it's like a go-to for them. And I can feel that excitement. Immediately, I just feed off that energy. Like, oh yeah, okay, cool. I'm excited to do it. So that just wins me over. And then we have so much to talk about because like they might have had other memories. There might have been other dudes that I got to get jealous over. You know, there's so much to go over. I'm excited.
Perfect.
I feel that same way about like I digress, but I'm a hairdresser and like I have to have conversations with my clients, and usually they just talk about mundane things, but whenever they get into something that they're super interested in that I might learn something from, it's like this is actually stimulating.
Yeah, it's better. Oh, oh my God, it's raining again.
That's crazy.
Boring.
Crazy.
Nice. So, Giuseppe, how about you? What's your first date?
So like before, I usually always ask them like, what do they like? You know, because for me, the way that I think about a first date, it's an interview, right? But at the same time, I want them to enjoy themselves. Because like for me, I'm very simple. Like all I need to do is just be with you. That's all I need. So depending on what they like I had a date where the girl was like, oh, I like art. I like art museums. So we went to an art museum, but I tried to put a twist on it. And I was like, hey, how about we play a game? How about we go around like 5 minutes, like separate, find our favorite piece of art, and then come back to each other and show that, and you explain why do you like this art.
Has anyone ever left?
No.
During that
Wait, you be
time?
taking them to school projects? Like, oh, this sounds like a field
Hey,
trip.
man,
Well, you also
it
give
works.
them the opportunity to leave if they want to. So
Yeah, you know. But like, I like doing stuff that's interactive, and then I do that kind of like coffee shop or dinner. You know, like I just want to have fun.
recap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, separating on a date seems weird. I don't know.
I don't know. It hasn't failed.
It hasn't failed. It's been
Hasn't
once.
failed.
No, that's a great idea because, like she said, you can ditch them if you want.
Yeah, you're like, man, this guy's a creep. I'm leaving.
He took me to an art museum.
Look, some people like art. Some
Like,
people
look-
like art.
Oh,
Some
I
people
like
like
art.
coffee
I
shops.
like
So you
art.
know, hey, you know.
At the end of the date, I like to tell the person I'm with, I'm gonna turn around and close my eyes and count to 10. If you're still here when I turn around,
That's
we
crazy.
can get some coffee.
Oh my God.
No, but Giuseppe, what you mentioned is I am kind of in agreement with you. Like, I'm not gonna go again through it again, right? But all my first dates are there's exit points at each hour. After
Sometimes
the
I wanna
first,
leave.
second hour, exactly. Sometimes you're like, oh great, we'll see each other again. You're never gonna see him again.
I had a terrible date once where we went. This is like when I was in maybe beginning of college. We went to a Steak and Shake, and this woman is the type of person, she would not stop talking. Like, no disrespect to her, but like I could talk to her on the phone, put my phone down, leave, and she's still talking.
Oh wow.
I
And
did that to my grandma so many times.
but like we were at the date, and she just kept, and I was like, hey, listen, let me just use this bathroom real quick. Never came back.
And she was still
Holy
talking.
Some
shit.
say that she is still there.
I think I saw her do a TikTok video about you.
Oh man.
But my thing about it too is like I don't like it because a date should be, you want to get to know the person as much as I want to get to know you, and if you're making it all about you, I'm not enjoying it, because like I want to see if we're compatible. I don't want to know like how your job is, how this is. Oh, I did this yesterday. This blah blah blah. Like, why don't we learn about each other a little bit more, see if we're compatible? And yeah,
A lot of people don't have that kind of self-awareness, man. So
Facts.
just stop talking. Oh, it's your turn.
no, because like I would try to chime in. I was like, and she would just keep going. Like she would take a pause. I'm like, okay, this is much. Oh, nope, nope.
You wasn't enough of a man for her. That's the problem. You had to step in.
You have to be like,
and
look,
dominate
bitch.
the conversation.
This was before the mayor of
This is
Poundtown.
before.
This was when I was rising up.
I was just an intern
I was an
at
intern.
the Poundtown office.
Yeah,
He was on student council.
I was a student council. Is great.
I like that.
I chartered the 4-H club of Poundtown
Oh my god.
in high school.
Sorry about that, folks. Had to troubleshoot the cameras real quick. Okay, we're good. Tori, and then this one might be a little bit lengthier. Now, in your pre-show notes, you mentioned that you are not dating or part of the 4B movement. But before we get into that, from prior story, what was like the best first date in your opinion that you've been on or taken somebody else on?
First date, I really have not had many of those. But I do like a movie, like just as a bare go-to thing. I like the movie because like you sit quietly and then you just have like a big thing to talk about. Like a movie can really explain like how people experience things. I think where you could be like,
Yeah.
what's that about? And if someone like really liked it, they're
gotta be the
probably,
right movie.
Like, fucking weird.
Can
and then,
you
yeah,
sit
exactly.
and
It can't be
Or if it's
Oppenheimer.
really bad, you can.
Oh my god. Okay.
But you're a woman in comedy. I'm sure that there's been a shitloads of comics trying to shoot their shot at you.
Okay.
No, really? Are you kidding me?
I don't think so. I mean, I used to drink a lot, but I think I would remember something like that.
Okay.
Did you?
What?
Is that something I forgot about?
No.
Do you think you have like RBF? Like resting bitch face?
Oh, absolutely. I get told that a lot.
No. We've never interacted that way.
No.
But no, absolutely not. But I am surprised. I don't know you. I would have hit on you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Is this your
100%.
shot?
Is this?
No.
this it?
I am.
Look out.
I am.
Everybody clear out.
I am not dating. I'm not dating right now. I just got out of.
Arturo's visiting Poundtown.
I've been in relationships for 2.5 years.
Sanitation.
Bro, those are
Sounds
my
pretty
feet.
good.
Stop.
Self Airbnb.
Take it easy, Alex. Thank you.
Be easy, bro.
How you doing? Yeah, he found out you were not dating, and he's like, out of here. I'm just kidding.
He's like, it's like that
I mean,
SpongeBob
we've already
meme. Well,
slept
I'm out.
together, so it's fine.
She doesn't even like lizards. The fuck?
God.
So
Who likes mammals, loser?
so I don't mind. Like it's very interesting for me. I hope you don't mind if we dig into this a little bit.
No, it's
right?
not. That'd be
Like,
great.
you've mentioned that you haven't dated all that much, which really surprises me. But
I
second, now
haven't
you're
dated, but I've had plenty of sex. Just to be clear, I'm not like
I'm not a virgin.
no. I mean,
I'm in the field.
so
I work
much, too
sanitation,
much.
guys. I'm doing my job.
I get buns.
I'm doing God's work here. Yeah.
God's plan.
That's interesting because usually it's the other way, right? You have more dates than you have sex.
Is it supposed to go that way?
I don't think so today. It's kind of the opposite now.
Yeah, but she's 35. She's a millennial. Like in our generation,
Men are trash.
Did you grow up?
Are you just trying to?
No religion.
Well, I'm Catholic, but we weren't like heavy Catholic churchgoers.
Okay, yeah. Well, like most Catholics, I was raised Catholic. It's
you just go on Easter and Christmas.
thing is, like you can always apologize at the end, and you're Gucci.
just
you're
right
good to go.
before you go.
Yeah.
If you mean it, if you're about to die, you're gonna mean it.
Yeah.
So.
I was baptized, so they cleaned me up good when I was born,
And I always argue that Catholicism has so many rules that people can't follow that everybody's fucking up. So there's a loophole in
right.
there.
I think technically by the rules of Catholicism, you could
Talking
be
about
like an
butt?
openly gay man married with children, have a whole life with your family, but before you die, you just say sorry for that.
Exactly.
Have you seen
Oopsies.
Have you seen the Mormon same-sex attraction support group? Oh
What?
man,
That sounds.
It's
Do you know about the
There's a
support
show.
group?
There's a show. It's like a whole show on TLC or something, and it's like
no.
these Mormon women who are in a support group together, and they're like, yeah, we know our husbands are attracted to other men, but they're not gay. They just have
They wear socks.
They just have same-sex attraction. They're
Yeah.
not gay.
It's
They
like a
just need to
cult.
have their boy time.
Sounds like they didn't get to experiment in college. Okay.
The Real
It just
Housewives of
comes
Mormonism.
From a yearning
Oh my God.
from positive male role models,
It's crazy.
not
Fair enough.
their wieners.
So you're not dating. Explain to me this 4B thing. What's going on?
I said 4B. I can't tell you much about that. It's like a Korean.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were trolling or not.
anti-male,
That's.
I just to sort of put a name to my man-hating era that
You
I'm
might
in
know a
now.
little closer, please.
Yeah.
I know you don't want to hear a man tell you, what to do.
Get a little
but-
closer to that
yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of it. Okay, it's gross.
So you're in a
But-
man-hating era. Perfect.
Man-hating. I'm not to brag, but I've been living under patriarchy for like 35 years, and I've just.
Not me. I've been living on top of it.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Peg the
Spread
patriarchy.
eagle.
That's crazy.
And I guess I just realized that as a straight person, relationships with men are a net negative for me and most heterosexual women. I'm going to speak for us. Right?
Okay,
Yeah.
what comes to mind? Negative, because when you said that, what's the first negative that comes to mind?
I mean, just
Was the
having
list?
someone in your house.
Oh, wouldn't you
Yeah.
get that with a
Yep.
woman too?
Yeah, but she's usually like cleaning up after herself.
What she's
Oh,
saying
see-
is
see?
men are trash.
Nah,
Basically,
see?
yes.
Men are trash.
Fucking with the wrong
Asterisk
men.
with an
Fucking with the wrong
asterisk.
men.
Don't get so sensitive.
Have
No,
you
I'm-
heard
I'm
of the
beyond sensitive.
Have you heard of the second shift
No.
study?
What?
This was like in the 80s when it was like more of a Gen X, where this like whole study book came out called The Second Shift, and it was just basically about how like women have a second shift once they get home because like they have to work, plus they're expected to do all the household stuff. But like I think millennials and Gen Z are not doing that as much.
As
like,
much, yeah.
Yeah.
Women's domestic labor goes unseen.
women. Yeah, women are like, we're actually not gonna do that.
I think you're just not getting checked. That's all it is.
So did something trigger this, like this man-hating area? Was it a bad experience, or did you just come to the realization that you're like, you know what,
I was
fuck
in
it?
kind of like a toxic relationship that ultimately getting out of was sort of eye-opening, and comparing that to all my other toxic relationships. And then I also realized that I'm very likely an asexual person. So imagine all the sex I had all these years.
Yeah, that's
was annoying. And just because like it's so normalized, I was like kind of a hoe. Like I just wanted people to like me. But if I look back on most of my sexual experiences, I wasn't there for that.
So you were a people pleaser and the people pleaser.
Hell yeah. Oh, and I did too. You
Yeah.
you can ask them.
Oh, you were good.
Yeah,
Okay. Cool.
I was
Yeah.
really good at it. So much that it was like a waste to not
Check out my
yeah.
videos.
That's great.
Well, thank you for sharing,
Sure.
and
I hope it wasn't a total like nonsense moment there.
No. Like once again, like we welcome the free exchange of ideas. You know, do you think this is like you're done for life, or do you think it's kind of like, you know, you break your arm, you know, like you're gonna be in a cast for a while?
Yeah,
or,
I mean, it's true. This could just be like a reaction. Right now, I know I have no interest in it. When I ended that relationship, the idea.
You might get a little closer.
Sorry. When I ended that relationship,
I know you're getting closer to Giuseppe, and maybe that's what.
I know. I'm just like, I can't have the pheromones. It's like
I don't want to be next to the
I
bear.
need to be detoxed, but just it used to bum me out. Like it, you know, as a woman seeking a relationship, that's included. Most people expect that.
Sex.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do foresee this. Like I do see that, and then I want to get everybody's take in the modern dating landscape. That I have a friend, and we were talking about this with Alex and you earlier. That she started dating a guy. You know, like going on like 4 or 5 dates, and I asked her, I'm like, do you want a relationship with this person? She's like, yeah, ideally. And I'm like, have you had sex with him? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, are you like? And he's still on the app. She's like, I have no idea. I'm like, she's still on the apps, and I'm like, you're participating in hookup culture. Mm-hmm. You want a relationship, and like, if you do want a relationship, is this conducive to the highest probability of getting what you want? And from at least from what I see from a survey, it seems like this situationship just kind of like thing, like because guys will fuck a lot of women that they have no interest in being in a relationship with, whereas it seems that women will fuck guys that they'd be open to have a relationship with, and not fuck guys that they don't, they wouldn't even potentially see themselves as doing it. Which
I mean, the smart ones do that.
Yeah, I was about to say, I know a lot of women that just fuck. And they don't even give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he has a pulse, I'll fuck him.
Yeah. Well, it's because they never like stop and ask themselves why they're doing it. And no shade against women who are sexually oriented.
I mean, a lot of
I'm sex positive.
But I mean, I feel like a lot of it is also like societal standards now. Like it's changed. Like back in the day, you would date for marriage, or you would like wait till you know that there's a good person. But now with how social media is and how the standards are of sex life, it's almost normal to just fuck without any intent of anything going further. Not saying that everyone is like that, but I'm saying I feel like it's normalized. Yeah.
It is normalized, I think, and that was my take to my friend. I was like, she's like, why you doing? I'm like, well, once I have sex with one person, I'm not going on other dates. Period. Like
you're a serial monogamist.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I don't need to be in a relationship. I think you need time to cool off and whatnot. But yeah, I would not, because I am not just looking to fuck. Maybe I've also, maybe been too much of a whore in my, younger years.
No, everyone needs to like their hoe phase.
You need a hoe phase. Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
But right now, and I like to go raw, so I don't want that danger. Like who does
even a hoe phase if you're wrapping it up?
Exactly, you just gotta
be smart and be a hoe.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You have to risk it all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dirty hooker.
That's what they call it, shooting up the club. There's dangers in that.
Shoot the club.
No, thank you, Tori, Emily. Your reaction.
Wait, what are we?
I don't even remember. I don't remember what video
it was.
we were at.
The first date.
Should you be a hoe? That was the.
Should you be a hoe?
I think that was the topic.
Or should you have sex at all?
Yes.
No.
Yes to both.
And Emily, do you you haven't met Tori before, right?
I don't think so.
Right. No.
Now, from what you heard Tori say, do you feel like you'll find yourself at this same situation? Because because you're in a almost man-hating era.
Are you?
As well.
No.
No?
Just the men who disappoint me.
Just all of them.
So like 99%.
There's only 1% that I haven't found him yet, but he's out there.
No, I'm not in like a man-hating. I'm trying to be in I'm in my selective era right now.
Well, yeah, she said she just had a date. So you're obviously interested in.
Wait, with a man?
In a relationship?
With a man,
or,
yeah.
Did you already have sex with this guy?
Don't you know how dangerous that is?
Did he have
dangerous.
Don't you know men are trash?
Don't you know?
God, she's worse than sanitation.
Sometimes you take a wrong turn and end up in Poundtown.
Oh
you
my
know?
God.
Is it a wrong turn? Is it a wrong turn or is it planned?
most places
Because some
are-
people, I love when people are like, "Oh, I didn't know this was gonna happen." I was like, "You invited me to your bed. Like, what did you think was gonna happen?" It's crazy.
People are naive.
Is he feminine?
No, well, he's not. No.
Not at all.
What made you ask that question?
Yeah.
I'm just curious because like you haven't dated a man in a while, right?
Yeah, I've
So she goes on dates a lot, Joelle.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But she's not.
You haven't watched this
committed to
podcast,
someone.
obviously.
She's
Yeah.
selective right
Okay,
now.
yeah,
She's going
selective.
through
So
the
you're not-
triangle to find the right one.
She's
Yeah.
selecting 6 foot tall and
Yeah,
taller
what's your
guys,
parameters?
you know?
Like, what-
I'm interested too.
My parameters are like stable, financially stable.
So no one in the triangle.
No one in the comedy scene.
That's valid. That's valid.
I think that's inaccurate, but
Yeah, no, I think
I don't
that's
know.
extremely smart as someone.
I get paid in
Yeah.
food.
I mean, it's smart not to date comics 100%.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
like,
yeah. Yeah. Financially stable, funny, and thoughtful. Those are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And from a
comedians,
comic,
nah,
you-
the financial and the thoughtful, you're not gonna find that
No,
in the
yeah,
comics.
Funny,
exactly.
really
That's
have-
why I don't-
Honestly, not
that's why
here.
I don't date comics. That's
That's
why I'm not.
crazy.
I won't go on a date with a comic.
So what does
But a
the guy do?
magician, totally.
What does the guy do that you just went on a date with? What does
It
he do?
doesn't
What got
matter.
him?
I'm not saying because
Put him
I'm
on
not
blast.
giving away any information.
Understood.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
So
She might
within
be
those
married one
within
day.
those three
She likes
parameters,
him.
what did he check off?
He checked off funny and financially stable.
Those are the
What's he do?
best two ones.
What's his financial like job?
No, it's
No, she don't wanna say it.
not
Is he
saying.
hiring?
No,
That's what
no.
I'm
Like,
asking.
Hiring.
this means that Emily really likes him because
Yeah,
she has
it's
no
like-
problem putting men on blast.
Yeah, she didn't write her
that she does
his
not
name
like.
on the. He's like, I'm not even gonna fuck it up. Derek.
Yeah, Derek.
Derek, fake
Yeah.
That's his name, actually.
That's crazy.
And Emily, are you looking for monogamous, non-monogamous in the ideal scenario?
Yeah, I'm looking for monogamous. I was dating. I guess actually I went out with the non-monogamous guy.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a polyamorous guy. So
Joelle, what does
You
this all
know-
mean?
He's polyamorous. You're not.
Guys,
Yeah.
I'm in the army. I don't know any of these words.
so really I'm the problem.
Polyamorous
But-
describes army wives.
I was
Oh, of course.
I was looking into polyamory. And then I've recently in the past couple weeks said that's not for me at all.
It just
Seems like
seems
a
so
lot of work.
cumbersome. Yeah, exactly. How do you? I,
It is.
I can't even keep a fucking guest list of the podcast together in my head. You know what
It's
I
like,
mean?
yeah, his
I gotta
hobby
keep
is
up with
dating.
two.
Okay.
You know how many coffee shop dates I have to do
He's
in
a
a
flirt.
week now?
Yeah.
He's a flirt.
So yeah, it seems like a waste
Yeah.
of money. That's when the coffee dates get expensive.
Yeah, you're like,
doing like
dang.
5 of them.
Well, that's why once again I'll repeat it. The first part of the date is always free. You know.
The first part of the day.
Oh, you haven't heard this. I have nailed the first date, and I'll fucking repeat it. I'll do the short version. It's a 3-part date, hour. She doesn't know this, but you asked them, oh hey, what are you doing? You know, if you match, no texty. You know, within 4 texts, you're gonna set a time, date, a location, whatever you're gonna do.
I like
Oh. You know, you want to go for a walk at the Raleigh Art Museum? They have this great outside exhibit. Or like, oh, hey, there's this open air market. This is whatever it is. Free an hour. You still don't know them. You're gonna qualify them there. If you're not into them after an hour, guess
Then
what?
you
You didn't
dip.
spend any money. Bye, great, see you again.
There you go.
If you are into her, then you're gonna be like, oh, hey, by the way, there's this place nearby that makes great margaritas, great whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. You know, makes you look cool, like you know the area. It's also interesting. People form relationships through shared connections. You go there.
Alcohol drops people's inhibitions.
But it's only gonna be 1 or 2, right? Like once again, this is not. We're not going how you used to date, Tori. You know,
come on.
Come on,
But-
spice it up.
I still need the stories.
But
like a
it
thought
is
formula.
the alcohol
Okay.
does it kind of like helps you open up, and you already went through an hour, so at least you know that you're at least interested to talk to this person further. If it doesn't work out after that hour, you know you still haven't eaten no food. You're like, okay, great, and I'll see you again. If you are into her, you're like, oh, I know this great food truck or whatever. Nothing, no sit down, finger foods, nothing, whatever. And then you go to that part after the 3rd hour. You know, like you should know if she's into you, you're into her. Probably kissed her before the date. You end the date. You don't want it to go way too long. Yeah, you could bang around the first night in some occasions, but you don't want to do that if you want to intentionally date.
Strategy.
And then you set up your second date right pretty much at the end. Oh,
Yeah.
I can't wait to see you again. What are you doing next? X, and then whatever. And then it becomes more custom. But the first one, you don't really know the person, so it's kind of like an interview.
That's a
Take notes,
That's a
people.
plan. That's a man with a
Take
plan.
notes.
It's a
It's
thought
effective.
formula.
It is. It's good.
It's,
you know,
it does
save
sound like
your
a good
money
formula
and do something you
for
like
both
to do.
parties.
Yeah, and I've tweaked this. Like we've gone to a park, and I've had a cooler with drinks and
perfected
food,
this.
and it's like, oh hey, are you hungry? We can have a picnic here, and that's been like the second
Stop,
part.
okay.
We
Like,
can have a
That's-
picnic here. I keep it in the back of my van.
How many of them thought you were homeless? Like,
bro, I'm telling you,
Out of bed. Yeah, I got this hammock. I use it all the time.
I'm not looking to date, but I'm telling you that this is effective, and I think thoughtful, and especially like I find so many women that I've dated that they're like. Their dates are just terrible with men. I
Facts. I
don't
hear
understand
that
what
all
the
the
fuck is
time.
going on.
I mean,
you
I've
know?
definitely seen a lot of like TikToks about it.
Yeah, like
Who
they
you
take
like
them
to
to coffee
talk?
shops and all that, you know. But no, I hear that all the time. Like I'll talk to people like from Hinge or Tinder, and then after the date, they're like, "Wow, I've never had a good date." Like I'm like, "Motherfucker, I just got you
Like,
flowers.
You
That's
never
it."
will again. Bye, bitch.
Smoke bomb. It's crazy. Men are trash. I don't know what they're doing, but like, you
trying
gotta
to
treat.
get the cheeks. That's what it is.
I mean, you gotta play it right, man. Like, I get it. This hookup culture's cool, but you still gotta treat a woman with respect and let her enjoy herself. You know?
Yeah, they make this whole argument. You gotta treat a woman like you would treat a deer.
trying to find
You
love
know,
on here.
you don't want to spook it. You don't want
Yeah,
to
you
spook it.
gotta,
Like,
like,
hey,
sneak up.
hey,
Don't
I'm
shine
not.
any bright lights in her face.
You
Yeah.
can't just send a dick pic within 5 minutes, man.
You can't walk up to a deer and try to
Have you
feed
ever
it.
shown
you know?
a deer a dick pic?
Exactly.
They pull the fuck out of there.
Trust me, I know.
Deer
Like, it's crazy.
terrified of the male anatomy.
Yeah. Plus, you don't want to. You're not gonna feed a deer immediately. You're like, hey, I'm just
You're
getting
like, "Here,
close,
come here,
surely,
come here,
surely,
just
and
feed a
then
little bit to
and
me.
then once
Look,
once
baby,
you
so
say
you-
your hand, then you bang the deer.
I remember.
So your sandwiches that you pack, you're gonna hand feed her these? Do you think that's part of the plan also?
No, probably not. Like unless we do the twirling the
Oh
hand.
man,
know,
you almost
like-
had me on board until then.
That's
Listen,
top hash.
Now I'm not going on.
Listen, I would super customize it for you, Tori, if we went on a date. I may be below your height requirements.
So
I think we gotta get
I
out of
The
here.
parameters.
This time's about to go down.
Uh-oh.
That's this Poundtown committee is wild.
Exactly, bro.
Awesome, but this is super fun. By the way, ever have a good time so far?
yeah,
Yeah, it's
everyone
cool.
does.
Awesome. You know, I wasn't sure if your mom was going there just to shoot us all. Now, you know, like she's like,
Oh,
I'm gonna get
I
the
mean,
gun.
she might be.
I mean, she left as soon as you said, "Yeah, I fuck everybody."
She's in the car calling everyone. She's like,
She's probably she's calling my grandma right now.
I don't know what happened.
She runs your Tinder.
She lives in Poundtown. I just learned this.
Well, now that you mentioned Tinder, let's talk about dating apps. Are they good, bad for dating? Let's start with you, Joe.
I think they're bad for dating. Honestly, like yeah, it makes it easier to essentially hook up or find somebody, and a lot of people have benefited from it. Like my best friend actually found his wife on there. I've seen it. There's been success stories. Yeah, hell yeah. But overall, I feel like the connection is not as strong, and it makes it a lot harder for you to find each other afterwards. Like okay,
So you're like the library and like go to the grocery store kind of guy?
no, I feel
To
like
meet
I
girls.
found my wife on the train.
On the train?
What
Yeah.
end were you on?
That's crazy. Were you the
I was on the F train.
Were you the homeless man pissing in the corner? Just giving direct eye contact.
But I think that
coffee
just
shop?
builds it up. Like I do believe I don't want to call it because I think it's cheesy and I don't, but like love at first sight. But just having that genuine attraction, like I see that, and having that desire to go forward with it. And I get it for some people. Hey man, I get it for some people that they're scared to. It's harder to approach someone of the opposite sex. Like
I wasn't expecting that.
how do you even get that word?
I disagree. I disagree full-heartedly. I think it depends on the app, right? There's like this unspoken rule in society about like which app you go on. Like if you want to just fuck, you go on Tinder. If you kind of want to date, you go on Bumble. If you want a real relationship, you go on Hinge. And then if you're tired of life and you're Muslim, you go on Salams and get married after one talk.
I didn't even know that one.
How do I know that one?
I don't even know that one. I didn't know.
Oh yeah.
What about Bang City? I think there's one called Bang City.
But no, like I think the big issue with apps is that there's such an oversaturation, right? Because like back in the day, you would just talk to one guy, and then you go on a date. But like I could talk to you, And
No,
then
you couldn't.
what I'm saying, hypothetically, right?
I said financially stable.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying,
not Muslim.
Hey, I didn't say tall.
what I'm saying is like I could talk to her, but I could talk to someone else, right? Like I have so many options, and I feel like that's the issue. It's oversaturation, and people aren't investing truly on one person at a time, like what Joelle is saying, like love at first sight kind of thing. But I think it also depends on your app. You know, if you're on Tinder trying to find love, it's not happening.
Well, so you think Hinge is the one more apt to find
Hinge
love?
is like known to be a little bit more serious.
What do you think about Bumble?
It's cool. Like I like the idea that the woman approaches, you know, but
Do women like that idea?
They just got canceled.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I can't. For what?
Bumble
what,
got
Bumble?
canceled?
For what?
For an ad campaign.
Really?
Oh, politics.
Yeah. Which, I mean, if you ask me, I think that they've probably ruined the dating landscape if there ever was one. You know, they prioritize keeping people single and looking because that's how they make money. And they, you know, the product they're really selling is women, and women aren't really that safe on the apps. I know that a lot of bad things have happened, and not just like abusive messages and shit like that. But I also think it's like not great to meet people online because you don't have any accountability. Like if you meet someone through your friend, you can't tell her she's a dumb bitch because she'll tell your family about it. But if you're just talking to somebody in the zeitgeist, you'll say all kinds of fucked up shit.
And then they find you, and track
and then
you
they
down.
screenshot it and they put it on Instagram.
And then they find your mom and they send it to your mom.
Yeah, and then they
Facebook Messenger.
And then your mom is like, I already know.
and then they go on.
All right, she goes to Poundtown. I know.
Yeah.
Then you go on Emily's Men Who Owe Me Money page.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have a Instagram called Men Who Owe Me Money, and it's just like screenshots of like dumb things men have said to me.
Oh, this is legit?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm following this today.
How much debt is there? Like
She's entitled to financial compensation.
Yeah, I am. There's probably
it's
like
my money and I need it now. What's your rate? Like
What's your rate? Emily got only
$5 per text. To be honest with
Yeah.
you, you waste my time. You gotta pay the price. Cash app.
Wow. Okay. Well, I have another little video to have you all react to. And I'll fix those cameras and post, so don't you worry about that.
Today I'm going to explain pretty privilege because yes, I do experience pretty privilege, but there are tiers to pretty privilege and I'm on the lower tier. So pretty privilege has 3 tiers. There's entry level, 8 tier, and model status.
Oh, man.
So entry level pretty privilege includes all the girls that are a little bit above average looking, but they're not like the prettiest girls you've ever seen, but you would definitely consider them pretty. Being on this level gets you some privileges. Like you can get free drinks at a bar, people want to help you if you're in need, people are generally nice to you, they give you the benefit of the doubt, and this is the category that I would put myself in. And to put this on the 1 through 10 scale, this would be the high 6s and the 7s. You're pretty enough to be treated well because of it, but you're not pretty enough to make a lifestyle out of it. So one level above that is what I call 8 tier, and that's your 8s of the world. And these girls are generally the prettiest girls in the room. They're the prettiest girls you see in real life on an average day. And these are the girls that draw attention because of how pretty they are. When you're on this level, you get all the privileges of entry level, but multiplied. Instead of being able to access benefits, you're getting offered benefits. So people will give you free drinks without even talking to you. People will give you free food. People will just give you free things, honestly. People flock around you. Either girls really want to be your friend or they're very jealous of you and they hate on you, and boys are very obsessed with you. You have the halo effect, which is where people think highly of you just because of the way that you look. It's not based on merit, but people will just think that you're nicer, you're funnier, you're smarter, all because of the way that you look. These girls are immediately likable because of how pretty they are, and they experience the world differently than everybody else does. And the final pretty privileged tier is model status. And that's going to be your 9s and 10s. These are going to be the people that you almost never see in real life. These are the people that you see on social media, that you see on your TV. These are models, these are celebrities, these are influencers. These people make a living off of how pretty they are. They have the halo effect times 1,000, and people want to do things for them just because of how pretty they are. They can get almost anything for free. They can get anywhere for free. They can get into the upper echelon of society just because of the way that they look. Now, why did I just explain all this?
Let's start with the guy's reaction first, so we don't taint the pool. Joel,
I do believe in pretty privilege. I will be honest. You know, I actually used to weigh at one point like 320. I was a really big dude, bigger than what I am now, but I didn't get no play. I was never in Poundtown.
They actually wouldn't let him in.
Didn't even get a visa. No visa for you, buddy.
Like I could never get over the border. You know what I mean? And it was only when I had dropped to like 170. I was working out. Oh my God, everyone was so much nicer to me. It was a whole new world, and I just couldn't. You know, it was weird to me at first. And I was like, oh, I like this. Yeah, no, I don't want to get fat again. Here I am. But I do believe that is a real thing. I actually like how she tiered it because I do believe that there is technically levels of someone. Like, I feel like she didn't take a full body video because she probably has like big feet. So she's like, I'm a 6. I get it.
She's got a club foot.
Yeah, she got, you know what I mean? Like, that's probably why she did it in the car.
She only has one foot.
She has a pimp walk.
That's what brought her down. Because she wasn't bad looking. Like, she was very pretty.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
What he's not telling you is that men base like 90% on the feet.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah?
100%. Yeah.
From your experience?
Joel,
Yeah.
stop looking at my
Okay.
feet,
Oh
man.
shit. Okay.
Then put your shoes back
Not
on.
for me. Like, are feet important to you in a woman? Like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So fucking
immediately.
weird.
It's
He knows all the
Best
time. He's
kept
like, I like
secret.
Egyptian toes and Greek.
no, not to that extreme, but there's like
If it has that
Egyptian
one long
toes.
toe, I don't like the velociraptor.
The Roman toe, yeah.
there's little things that would just like I'll get fixated on to the point where like
Feet.
I'll just get bothered. You know, like if you don't take care of your feet to the point, I'm not asking you to have manicure or pedicures or any of that all the time. But if it's like,
Hey, I know we're at
you
this
have
coffee shop,
toenails
but-
coming over your toe, you know what I mean, going down. It's like, okay, you can clip them. You know?
Have you ever actually met a woman in
Self-defense.
real life who had that feet that
Yes.
fucked up?
Yes,
What?
I have.
Was she like in a cell somewhere?
She was digging in the sand.
Yeah.
But, or like, it'd be weird shit. Like, because there are a lot of things that connected to that. Like, if you have cankles, those are like weird to me. And then there's people that have huge
Shit.
cankles, but they're not fat. So it's like, oh, it's just everything went there. You know? So then
Oh, no.
it's hard to not stare. It's weird. All right, cool, whatever.
I need to wear diabetic socks because I
I
have like
need
big
to-
ankles. So
Compression
The
socks.
Yeah.
grippy socks.
Oh my God.
But I'm talking about like tree. Okay, I'm going to end it there.
we got some ankle
Yeah.
shaming
I
on
didn't
this
know.
episode.
We're learning a lot about Joel.
I didn't know you were so into feet. You know,
nice.
I like
Yeah.
anything below the knee. That's what I look for in my woman.
You asked me what subscriptions I have, right? Feet Finder. No, I do believe in privilege. I do believe that's a real thing. Just
Yeah.
like, you know, there are like white privilege, right? Like I claim to have like what I call fake white privilege.
Passive
You know, like
privilege.
I can pass it. Like for me, it's like instead of an ID, like a state ID, it's a library card. It's only good in some places, you know.
Perfect. Thank you, Giuseppe. Pretty privilege, and then the feet, I guess.
And the feet. Yeah, I think pretty privilege exists. I think it exists on both women and men. I think, you know, in society, the more beautiful you are, the more opportunity and things can come to you. Yeah, man. Because, like, think about it. If you have, like, a beautiful man or a beautiful woman approach you and they say the creepiest line, you'd be like, oh, he's so cute. He's so nerdy. But if, like, a creep comes up to you and says the same thing, you're like, oh, my God, where's the cop?
like
You
that
know?
It's
Yeah,
Always
yeah.
Sunny thing.
I think the real question is like, how big of a foot are you willing to tolerate?
You know, now that I think about it,
Like if she got like size 12s on, like men's.
you know, I don't know how good's her shoe game.
But they're
like,
pretty. What if they're pretty?
Yeah, like pretty feet,
But
no
huge.
cankles.
But they're huge.
But they're huge.
What
Like,
what's
it's
huge? Like,
they're
what are we
zoomed
talking
in,
about?
like a 10 and a half wide foot. Like, are we
Okay.
talking
Like
about
toes
that?
that look like my fingers, like on the end.
Like they could just.
Do they have the
They're
nails
like,
too?
excuse
Or
me, I need to pick up my
uh,
phone. They just use their feet and they dial people on their phone. That's crazy. I don't know. I've never been a big foot guy, but now that I think about it, I guess I would like a nice foot, you know,
like
or
a
feet.
nice
Hold on.
foot.
You know,
You
you know, like
you
You
tell
gotta be
me
able to pick things up.
you're
with her
telling me
feet.
you've never had a foot in your mouth?
no, I've never. Wait,
Stop the cap.
no, stop the cap.
Does
No,
your own
I've
foot
never,
count?
I've never thought about. I had a woman ask me to do it one time, and I was like, no, because this is our first night.
You just bat him out of the way. You just bat the feet
I'm
out
like,
of the
yo,
way.
I'm
or
not
what do you
doing
do?
it. You know, no butt stuff, and I'm not putting my foot. I'm not having your foot in my mouth. Like,
Oh, you introduced the
You
no
gotta
butt stuff
respect
out of nowhere.
self-respect.
Yeah.
yeah,
I appreciate
it's my icks.
That's your boundary.
Yeah, man, I'm not doing it.
Not
Yeah.
doing it.
I had sex with one woman, and it was like honestly probably the best sex. Like I was about to orgasm, and then I felt something touch my butt, and immediately saw. Like,
Oh, butt stuff with you.
Where did this come from?
Oh,
Wait,
no,
hold on,
it
you're
just
talking about
happened.
feet. What?
Oh,
Was
I'm
it
just
some
saying.
guy who came into the room?
No. I'm just
Yeah, I need
saying,
to share
like,
some
you
butt
know, when
stuff.
it
Hold
comes
on.
to like that type of stuff, you know, you gotta ask. You gotta ask, like, hey, are you into this? Don't just surprise me with a tickle. Like, I don't want that. You ruined the whole
Right.
night.
If the roles were reversed, you know that she'd probably be upset. Or no, I don't know.
No,
I feel
Well,
like
are you
that-
trying? Are you trying to tell me that you don't like your butthole licked?
Not if they ask first.
Hey, please into the mic.
It ruins it if they ask first.
don't make it awkward.
I don't know, man. Like, I need to have a conversation. Like, hey, what do you like? Like, are we cool if we do this? You know?
Can I book your asshole
Yeah, can
for
I-
the 17th?
What's your booty hole availability right now?
Super consensual. Okay.
Okay,
You got a form.
but you have no issue doing butt
feet?
stuff to her.
No, I don't like butt stuff in general, man. I feel like if I'm gonna eat your booty hole, I have to love you. I have to be
That's
like,
sweet.
you are the one for
What
me.
a gentleman.
You have to be
Yeah.
Rihanna or Doja Cat. You have to be those two people.
What about your booty hole? Like,
No.
She, nothing.
No. I mean, you know what? If Rihanna was like, hey, I could solve all your problems. You'll never struggle in your life.
Let me
but
wear
I
you
have,
like a mask.
But I might think about it, you know, because like you can't reject like a life changing
reject
opportunity.
Rihanna.
Look, man, I'm trying to buy my mom a house,
I mean,
man.
I would let Rihanna eat my asshole, so.
I'm good.
And I don't really like that.
My instinct wouldn't let me.
Yeah, he's a married man.
Not even. It's not. Whoa. It's not even that. The problem is like, no.
where's
wait,
your
hold on.
wife?
No, hold on. Wait, whoa. No, what I'm saying is
Can we
like
get a call on the line?
my body wouldn't allow me. Like I'm almost positive of it. Like if you were to try, I feel like I would just clench and just
Your
kill
asshole
you.
clenches
It's
so much
it's
that
taking
it
the
takes your whole
finger.
body with it.
It's taking
into,
the
like,
finger.
diamond. Yeah.
So you're telling me that you've never had a finger in your butt?
Mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine. That's it.
Oh,
I'm
yours.
bathing.
You've
yeah.
had a finger in
While
your
I'm
butt.
bathing,
I'm
I like a
bathing.
bath.
While you're
and a
bathing?
finger
Oh,
in the
you've
butt.
had your own finger in your butt? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, well,
in the bathtub.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, y'all don't
I
wash
gotta make
right.
sure I'm
That's
clean.
The problem. Y'all don't be washing right.
You sticking
What?
your finger in your asshole
In the
as you're
bathtub?
washing?
Yeah, but hold on. Un pañito. I put a little towel on. And
What? 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 You're not allowed in Poundtown, man. I'm sorry, as the mayor, your visa has expired. I'm writing it right here.
I've heard that straight men don't even wash their assholes.
Whoa.
allowed.
Apparently, you're not supposed to wash like any of that.
Yeah, you
Like,
do it.
naturally.
Yeah,
No, you need to get that good bacteria.
Yeah, exactly. No, seriously. I'm not even making
Gotta
this
protect
up.
You're
yourself.
not even supposed to wash your
You're
asshole.
not.
Gotta
You're
protect
not supposed to
yourself.
bathe at all. It just
That's
who-
wrong.
Oh,
You're
that's what the
supposed
celebrities
You're
say.
supposed
Hey,
to
listen,
wash your
celebrities
asshole.
only
Whoa,
bathe
whoa.
2 times a week.
that means you're wiping wrong. That's what it is.
That's-
I couldn't
You need a
even. I
bidet.
couldn't even
Yeah, just
point
get a
out my
bidet.
asshole.
Just get a
That's
bidet.
washing, that's
Just get a
washing your
bidet.
asshole.
Yeah, but it's
What are you
express
talking about?
washing. It's a little different. It's not long term.
It's the car wash of
Pressure
assholes.
washing.
That's
Pressure
what it is.
washing.
And you know, that's probably the most
crazy.
efficient.
Wow. So
How did we get here?
interesting.
I
well,
brought
pretty
us here.
privileged. Yeah.
You
this is how
really,
we
you
got
really
I
did
brought
just
us
bring
here.
the butthole out of nowhere.
So
He was just thinking about it. He was just
Sorry.
thinking about butthole.
So you like a finger in your butt, but you will not put a finger in somebody else's
You
butt.
like-
is what you're saying.
you
Oh,
like-
and
you
somebody
like
else's? Yeah, I'll do that.
self-penetration.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's my own. I'm
Oh,
talking
okay,
about. Yeah,
okay.
someone else's. Yeah, I'll do whatever.
Yeah, you put a
cool.
finger, you lick the
Yeah,
asshole.
yeah, whatever you need.
All of it. How about you?
No, man. If I put
What
my
if she
finger-
said, "This
if
is what I
put-
need
if
to
I
come,
put my finger up
Giuseppe"?
your butt and it comes out brown? No,
It's just par for the
you're-
course,
so
man.
you're
It's
afraid
just-
of that happening.
I just don't want doo doo on me. That's the thing,
I mean,
man.
it is where
I've
from.
worked in a job where I had doo doo on me, and it's traumatized me. I'm not doing it. I don't want no doo
Ain't
doo.
nothing wrong with doo-doo on your
So
dick.
wait,
Oh,
what
what?
job was
Yeah,
that?
what job is that?
So I was a housekeeper for a prostitute and crack motel, which is better known as Best Western. And so the way it happened, I was working, and this dude came up, and he was like, "Hey, can you please clean my room?" Blah blah blah. I was like, "Cool, I'll do it." And as I was walking, he was telling me about like his daughter while he was here, how special his daughter is. I was like, "That's cool. Don't really care. Want to go home." And I go in the room, and it's spotless, like it's clean. But like in housekeeping, like you meet people that are weird. Like if you move their toothbrush, the whole room's dirty. You know what I'm saying? So I clean the room. And I change the sheets, I clean the windows, all that stuff, and I get to the pillowcases. And I guess I had COVID before COVID because I have no sense of smell. But when he was talking about how his daughter was special, he meant special because she can't control her defecation. And she used the pillowcase to wipe herself. And the way I used to clean pillowcases, I used to like flap it off.
Oh no.
And the saying, like, when shit hits the fan, that shit hit everywhere. Like from the windows to the wall.
Did you get pink eye?
No, thank God. But a piece landed on my cheek. And you would have thought, you know what's crazy? I didn't quit that day. I really needed the money. But you would have thought someone got shot in that room the way that I screamed poop. And
I can understand why you don't like assholes.
Yeah,
you know,
and
like,
ever since then, that job kept calling me Chapoopy, and
I would have quit.
So
on the spot.
You stopped eating ass ever since.
He's got PTSD.
Yes, extreme PTSD. Like,
so your butt stuff is like
it's traumatic. As soon as someone's like, "Let me play with your butt," I'm like, "No, not Best Western, no, please, I can't handle it."
So you're Best Western, what you call your butt?
So you're kind of in a similar point, you know, like assholes to you are like mandatory right now.
What?
You were traumatized a little bit by your
like,
interaction, and then now you're like
poop. No, I don't like poop.
So you wouldn't, if a girl tells you, "Hey, while you're down there, why don't you lick my asshole?" Not.
You're married 40 years down the line. And she's like,
"Is it Rihanna?"
Okay, no,
it's your wife.
Only Rihanna.
It's been 40 years. She's like, "Baby."
40 years.
Hold on. How old are you?
30.
Bro,
you
what
see,
if you're married
my
for 40
joke
years?
is true. You know, guys under 32 don't eat ass. You know, over 30. Well, guys in between 28 and 32, they might do it, but they're not gonna tell anybody about it. You know, and then after 32,
it's like the old cunnilingus. That's what.
I just don't.
He's Italian. They don't.
I just don't want to eat you and then have doo doo on my tongue. I don't want doo doo. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not the type of hazelnut spread that I like. I don't like Nutella like that. Okay. So yeah, no poop from me, man.
So okay, I hear you.
But like, if you're married to a woman and you're in love with her, what happens if she's in like a terrible accident? She's
and
like,
the only way to save her, babe, I'm sorry. I got bit by a snake on my booty hole. Please,
not to
suck
save
the
her
poison
life.
out.
I'm saying she's already died. She's been
and then I do necrophilia.
Burned. You need to identify her body just based on her unburned asshole, but you can't recognize it because you've never seen it. You've never been intimate with it.
Motherfucker, the bitch went missing. She's missing. I don't know.
She's so terribly burned everywhere but her asshole.
But her booty hole.
Nah, you see booty hole when you doing doggy.
Yeah, when you hit it from the back. I know. I've seen the starfish. I see the starfish, man.
If you can point it out of a lineup, that's all I ask. You know, as long as you're familiar with it.
That one right there, it has a freckle.
Yeah, just for like safety and for.
I mean, okay, so for that, I'll do it now.
I want to see.
And how do you know? I mean, maybe you're, you know, like your one true love likes a pinky in her booty while you're, you know, hitting it from behind. You never know. Some women like this.
Your one true love.
You never like blew air towards it. Like,
did you ever like play it like a flute?
It's like the crystal slipper, except it's your pinky, and she wants to know if it actually fits in the asshole, and it's like kind of like the Cinderella, but backwards.
My thing.
Bro, if it don't fit, that's a problem.
What if it just? Wow, this is really easy. That's crazy. You know what, man? I'll be open-minded on this because I haven't been in love truly like that. Maybe if I fall in love with the woman of my dreams, maybe I'll consider it. But if it's Rihanna first night, I'll do it. But other than that,
we've made progress in this conversation.
Yeah,
you know? Perfect. Thank you. Tori, pretty privilege. Is that a thing? And then we'll go to the second part.
I forgot what the topic was.
We're still talking about
that's a loaded one, I think, because you know, I can't, for girls, like a girl having pretty privilege means that she has more male attention, so I can't really say that that's like a privilege. That
well, she
really
mentions
annoying.
also women. She mentions that women also are nicer to them.
So yeah, maybe. I think maybe we should focus on like pretty intersectionality instead of.
What does that mean?
That's a big word.
Like, you got the downfall of like the male attention, but then you get like the fun girlfriends, so that it's got like downsides and upsides.
Like
I knew
cool.
all of this before anyway
trash.
because I have it too.
Oh, yeah. I'm a 9.
But it definitely, for men, I mean, I never dated attractive men until this last one, and I think that's why it lasted much longer than it should have, because I was
You just tolerated
I
it.
just wanted like the status of having an attractive partner.
It's cool. It's a cool
It's a
thing.
power
It's like
move.
high school. A lot
It
of
is.
people that are cool
power
in high school is just based on looks, and
Yeah.
then everything else forms around that most times.
Whoa, you see that he's with her? Whoa.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Like, and it
Because
continues
like
on.
what's
as
so
we get
great
older.
about
Is that how your
her
wife
that
feels
she
every
was
time she
able to
takes you?
score this guy? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
Was
love
I let him speculate.
what made him attractive? What was attractive about him?
He's just like conventionally attractive. Like works out,
What does that mean?
pretty face,
You got a tight
Yeah.
butt.
tall, big muscles.
Tall,
Yeah,
big
nice
muscles,
ass.
conventionally attractive, makes a good income.
Booty
Big
cheeks.
wiener.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, he had like a regular job. I don't know.
That's the
She
public.
does-
She's
That's
like,
the public
she's like, yeah,
transit.
I don't even know. I don't even
He
know.
did.
But you know what? That thing on him.
I wasn't
He coulda-
listening actually to anything.
He could have been
said.
on unemployment. I didn't give a shit.
Oh, that's the public transit. of
Perfect.
Poundtown.
And
Wiener.
butthole, good move, bad move.
I mean, to each their own, I suppose. I've dabbled with it. I've dabbled in it. I'm not. I don't.
Keyword.
Not your thing.
Well,
Dabbled
sex
in it.
isn't my thing, so
But when it was
everything
it
included is part of that. But I've have experience in it.
when it was your thing? Was it like preferred style?
No, I mean, it's all
Sometimes.
just sort of like performative. So it's like, do it if you want, I guess. What are we even doing here? That's how I feel about sex. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are
So it's not a
Maybe,
preference.
are you gay? Maybe you're gay.
Maybe
I just
No,
don't
I
get
kinda,
it.
I wish I was gay, because like girls are awesome.
My dad used to tell
Sounds
me
like
like,
I
you're
could
gay.
probably actually
Cap.
love a
Sounds
woman
like
because
you're gay.
Yeah, you
they're,
might as well if you're asexual.
they're
like-
human beings with hearts.
Stop the
as opposed
cap.
to-
personality. It's all about the inside.
Yeah.
Well, sounds like you've had some rough seas.
Some, yeah.
And you dated an
rough
attractive
anal.
guy, and then you
Yeah.
and then he turned you off for the rest of them.
Yeah, I put a couple fingers in and it was over.
That was it.
I just don't
A
get it.
A couple
fingers. Yeah.
fingers.
I just don't get it.
How
A couple, a few. What's the difference?
A whole foot.
A lot.
A foot.
Now
and-
we're back to. I like it. We circle back to feet. That Joel, you really got a problem with feet, or you really got
yeah.
a thing
Speaking
about
of feet, do you have we talked about
a
it.
preference of feet.
Yeah, like have you ever had a foot in your mouth?
I
or
like
the
a
ass
Roman
or-
toe personally. I like I don't like the Velociraptor toenail. No, I've never had a foot in my mouth.
Would you prefer a foot or
over
a butthole? Yeah.
I would take the foot. Wait, is she clean?
Any foot over any butthole and you can't know.
Yeah, it's a random. It's like the
Yeah.
bear and man debate.
I was like, damn, she got bunions. Man, she got a hangnail.
You gotta roll the dice.
Yeah.
I would take the foot. I would take the foot.
Stop the cap.
I've kissed toes before. I never saw the thrill. Like, yo, let me. Like, I've never thought.
This
No.
piggy goes to the market, but
Well,
I'm not.
I'm not a foot guy, and I don't understand the foot fetish, but I have had a foot in my mouth, and it was like it was an in the moment thing, because then what do you do with them? They're like
It's right
almost
there,
right
you
there,
know?
and you know,
She
and
keeps trying to put it in my mouth. I get it. I'm just gonna go along with it. You know.
But that's like fetishes. Most fetishes, I feel like there's something in the past that caused you to have that kind of fetish. Like, to
surprisingly
that
enough,
extreme.
I like missionaries, so I'm not a big fetish guy. But like I said, whatever
like
it takes
looking
to make
deep
you
into
come,
her
that's what
soul.
I'm doing. You know,
Hey, I remember once I went to like this. It was like a vampire club,
yeah.
and it was shut up.
Fun.
Yes, into the kinks.
What to suck your blood? This is crazy. Give me your foot.
The weird part about it, like I was working at Kmart at the time, and it was like just other Kmart employees like, hey, let's go to this vampire club, and we went down and was inside like it was like a pool hall, but
It's like the Blade scene, you know, with the blood, like
everything raining down. But we go down to this basement, right? You go downstairs, and then it turns it's this dark room. There's lights everywhere.
This is it.
There's one woman like leather like red suit, and she's just stomping out one guy with heels on, just stomping his crotch out. By the bar, there's a big carpet that's super lumpy, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with that? Oh, there's a guy underneath. He just likes to get stepped on. Like that was his fetish. I was sober the whole night. I'm not turning this guy on. There's no way. I'm not about to go step on him.
But you tried to?
You said I don't want to get taken advantage
I
of. I'm
knew-
not drinking anything.
I knew a girl. So this was like way before like OnlyFans and all that. There was an app. It was like an escort app, but not. And on the app, you could like specific. I can't say words, but like you could say like I'm down to have sex. I'm not. She put down no. She lived in Miami. This dude hit her up, and he was like, "Hey, I like to get stomped on by heels. I'll pay you $300 a session to curb stomp me." She did that for 3 years. She never worked. And this dude would buy. Yeah, she would buy He would buy her Prada, Gucci, everything. Just to stomp him out. And I'm just like, damn, I got a fat ass foot. I could do this shit.
Yo,
I would stomp a dude out for money.
Emily's like, but I see you calculating the
Men
numbers.
are so
here.
fucked up
Actually,
that it's like
I got
a whole industry to just.
Emily's like, speaking of which,
Speaking
of which, I curb stomp motherfuckers.
No, I mean I'm tall, so like people do
Wanna
say some things like
People ask you to stomp their balls.
No, but this guy messaged me and was like, I'm into being dominated, and I would love it if I could like come over to your house and like clean your house, and you just like be mean to me while I just do whatever you tell me to do.
Fuck, I want
You
that.
didn't go for
I
it.
know. I just
I want
can't.
someone to clean my spot.
are you kidding me, bro?
Because then he'll know where you
What?
live, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I hate cleaning.
I can't do that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
If a
Apparently
dude came
there's,
up to me and was like, hey, man, my thing is cleaning and getting yelled at, I'll do that. I'm in the Army. We already do that just on a daily basis. And I get a whole apartment clean for it.
See, I don't know if this is like fairy tales, but a lot of people seem to be like what there's financial dominatrixes,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
like you don't even have to touch them. You just have to say they're gross, and they'll give you like $1,000.
Yep.
On Venmo, you don't even have to be in the same room as them.
Most dominatrix, they don't even have sex. It's usually just
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Like people will pay just to talk to you. Like, oh, give me 300. And they're like, okay, master.
That's the real girl boss, is the dominatrix.
I mean, we had a former dominatrix here a couple of weeks ago, and
Oh,
she
yeah?
said that, she had a lot of guys that were into like pig slavery, and we were like, well, what is pig slavery? And she's like, yeah, well, you get some food and you throw it around and you treat him like a pig,
Yeah.
and then she like stomps him out and whatnot, like. She said that she made pretty good money. I think like $200 an hour.
That's crazy.
Uh,
Why did I enlist in the Army?
And then afterwards, a little while after, she became a professional cuddler, and that's like
good
$60 an
Oh,
hour, like.
I couldn't do that. Immediately hot. I get off. That's it. Your time's up.
Yeah, cuddling, I do like a minute, and I'm like, okay, turn around. It's my turn. I'm going to bed now.
She went from abusing them to like just holding them.
Endearment.
Well, you would argue they
part
went
of the
to
plan.
abusing
Went from
her.
abuse to
like-
security.
But she said there's no people will sometimes come without showers, a little stinky, Sometimes they would get hard on. They would think there was an escort service, but
See, like to me, this is just proof that sex is not on its own. Like people don't even care. They have to do all this weird shit to enjoy sex and sexual.
well, we were
related
raised
things.
Catholic, so
There it
that
is.
may be peppering your
There it is.
worldview.
But it's a lot of, like I think we mentioned earlier, there's a lot of overstimulation. Everything is normalized.
Yeah.
Especially if you watch a lot of porn.
Everyone's a pervert.
You get to a point where it's like you see a dryer and you're like, yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
that
I
dryer.
hope, I hope
You know what I
someone.
mean? Like
Man, that chair, they got some sexy legs on that chair.
you get to that point, like everything turns you on, and then you need something even harder to make you come.
Well, you've lost weight, right? Like, imagine, I'm sure, like, when you start eating healthy, you're like, an apple. It's so
Lettuce.
sweet, right? And eventually you're like, I need a Ferrero Rocher,
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's just not gonna,
it's not gonna cut it for you.
it's not
anymore.
gonna cut it, like,
And that's the same thing with sex. We get to that point, you build up kind of like a
Tolerance.
tolerance. Thank you. You know?
yeah. And I think you can get caught in that train, right? Like, that's why, and I don't know, like, women may be different, but as a guy, right? Like, I'm like, this was happening to me yesterday. Like, I'm about month and a half out of a relationship, and yesterday I was just like, it's almost like you're like, hold on, there's something within me. Like, I almost felt like I needed to go out. I'm like, am I horned up? Like, what is going on? Like,
horned up.
I'm like, because I was like, I am making a concerted effort in not dating until I get myself to the point, right? Like, I'm looking for a more serious relationship, so I'm gonna try to get like maximize myself. Like, I gained 35 pounds in the last 2.5 years that I've been in relationships. I've had like one first date since then, like in the last 2.5 years, not since I broke up. But even, I don't know if it's the testosterone, like building inside, and you start.
But
like,
it was an intimate relationship, like close intimate relationship that you got out of.
Yeah. Like, I wasn't too. So I was in a relationship for about a year. We lived together, like. And then before that, I was in a relationship for a year and a half. We also lived together, so there were, I intentionally dated. The reason why we broke up is that I actually didn't see long term how this could develop into more. I could have kept it going for a while, but I just
That's pretty mature.
I respect it.
Sound like a
Can't waste time.
Well, I'm almost 40, so like it
Yeah.
eventually. But I was a boy most of my 20s into my early 30s, so I didn't really understand. But yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like you can get caught in hookup culture because I'm also the same guy that like I fucked some chick in the parking lot on the first date, after I met her, like, but would I choose to do that now? Probably not. Not
you're
because
bad.
it wouldn't
I
feel
think
good
it's
at the
You were
time.
young. You were presented with an opportunity, like, to experience something.
I just
that-
never
Yeah.
understood that type of culture because, like, my dad is a huge, like, just fuck. Like, my dad does not believe in marriage. He's like, son, I don't understand why you want to get married. Just fuck. But, like,
Shouldn't
every
introduce
person
it to
that
my
I've
mom.
had sex with, I always see, like, okay, is there a potential to, like, if she ended up pregnant, am I good? That's how I've always looked at it. Like, am I going to have trouble for 18 years?
You're
I
a
don't know.
thoughtful person.
I don't know. I just think about it because it's my life too. Like I want to be with someone that's like I'm compatible with, I'm cool with. That's why like it's so hard for me because like especially in the army, everyone is just fucking. Everyone's fucking, and I'm just over here like
I could see that.
protecting
Nah.
your booty hole.
yeah, protecting my booty hole. But like I don't throw dick out like that. Like I'm very selective. Like I'm not.
When was
like,
the last time you had sex?
A couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Boy, she was really nice, okay? We would have had really pretty children. She had pretty eyes. But I just don't get the hookup thing, man.
So
I see that.
all the unmarried dating people, is end game like pairing off and getting married, or do you not know yet, or do you know what you want ultimately?
I know what I want, but sometimes it takes time for me to figure it out. Like, I'm not one of those people like, first day, I know you're the one. It takes me a while to realize, because I'm very quick to, like, cut people off. If I see something I don't like, I'm like, I'm out,
Like
Protect
what?
your
What?
peace.
Yeah.
Like, what's my
What was the last
ick?
thing that you kind of like eliminated somebody for?
I don't like when people waste my time.
It's so vague.
Like they're late.
Yeah, like they're late. Like if we have like this arrangement to do something, and then you you understand, you understand, like, hey, okay, we'll be there on time, and then you like just don't. You're taking your sweet time. I'm out here waiting for you, and now we're late. Like I just don't like it.
How late's too late?
Like if the thing is at
5
8,
minutes late.
if the thing is at like 8
Actually, I have
and
that
we
as a
show
question,
up
yeah.
at 9:30, like nah, like I don't like it. And especially with my age, I'll leave. Like I'll be like, hey, I'm just gonna go. Like I'm very quick to cut people off.
But if they
But-
tell you it's okay, like if they give you, hey, I'm running.
Yeah,
3
yeah.
hours
If it's
late.
cool,
3 hours late.
you know.
But quick question, bringing it back to Tori's question, like, what is that? What you're looking for ideally, or are you just like gonna
Like,
try to bang
like
out
real
some hood
love?
rats
Like
first,
a wife
and
and like a
yeah.
family.
I mean, like right now, I'm not
Circle
even trying to be with anybody right now.
Hold on, you just fucked somebody 2 weeks ago.
yeah.
I know that was the after.
Stop.
Look, I'm gonna
he made
look,
a wrong turn. And
Yeah,
froze down.
like I trapped myself. No, like because it's you get these urges, right? Like I want to date. I like dating. I want
Stop
to
the
be
cap.
with someone that I can have fun with.
Stop the cap.
And the longest I've been in North Carolina for like 4 years, and I haven't dated anyone.
I have a follow-up
Anyone.
question for you.
Yeah, it was
Before that girl 2 weeks ago, when was the last time you had sex before that?
5 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stop the cap.
Stop the cap. You're like, no, it was the day before. But no, like, I don't even know where I'm going. I'm losing train. I'm
No, the
ADD.
question is, are you right now? You're obviously dating, right? What is your intention with dating?
I'm
that's
not.
kinda what
I'm
you're
not
getting
even
at.
dating anymore. To be honest with you, I'm trying to make sure I'm good. Because I'm planning on moving soon, and I don't want to be stuck here. I'm no disrespect to anyone that likes North Carolina. I don't like it here. It's too. Humid.
Well, you live in Fayetteville, so
Yeah. You know, I'm in the ghetto.
that is the worst one.
But my thing is, like, I know for me, like, I have a lot of plans, like, ambition that I want to achieve, and I don't want to be caught up in something that stops me from pursuing what I want in life.
where are you gonna live? Ideal.
As of now, it's either I'm going back to Atlanta or LA or New York.
Don't do that one.
Yeah. Those are the three right now,
LA's
you know.
on fire.
There you
Literally.
go. Okay. Single person as well. Tori, I think that was a great question.
Oh, thanks.
Emily, what's your intention with dating?
My intention is a serious commitment,
What does that mean?
probably marriage.
Okay.
I respect it.
You want kids?
I don't know, probably.
Probably.
Oh my God, so traditional.
I know.
It's rare. It's rare now.
I know you gotta get your feminist card taken away.
It's rare.
Like a lot
I
of people aren't
respect
having
it,
kids
though.
now. Like,
I
that's a big
know.
thing.
I mean,
kids.
that's why I'm like financially stable, because like
It's
if you're
expensive
not
now.
financially stable, I'm not gonna have a kid with you.
I agree.
It's
Yeah.
like
Don't
that's
even
like
let
the
it
only way I would have a
touch you.
kid is if we like have
We're in the right place.
combined income of like at least 150K.
Not in the military. First date, you want to have a kid? Bow. We could get an apartment now.
Well, they push all the incentives on you.
Yeah.
You know, like yeah.
Hey, I could either live in mold or we could have a child. Think about it. We could have a microwave that isn't broken.
Think about how great that child's life is gonna be.
It sucks. It sucks.
But yeah, and to answer your question, I myself, yeah, I'm looking to intentionally, like, I was also a whore when I was younger, you know, like, so, I am not looking to amass any more bodies, you know, necessarily. I mean, it's a month and a half out. Talk to me at month 3. You know, like,
I swear to God, I'll do anything
you
right
know,
now.
like,
180.
I'll suck your dick if you suck my dick.
Turns into a circle jerk.
they're women, okay?
So this panel, who wants to fuck?
But no, I ideally.
Sorry.
And that was my intention with the last 2, because in the past, I guess I was a little more fleeting. But yeah, it's to, you know, have a long-term relationship, marriage, if that's, you know, what it looks like. You know, I'd love for my mom to be there, you know, like before she passes.
Why are you having sex? Hold on.
No.
Mom, I'm doing it.
This is not one of those betting ceremonies. This is,
She's shaking. Her
but yeah, ideally marriage. And I don't think
Doing great.
I don't think I'm at the stage. I don't think I'm responsible enough right now to have a kid, but I do. That's part of like in maximizing myself to first of all, lose weight. You know, like that's gonna be to your point, right? Like that's gonna get the caliber. Your options are gonna open up wildly.
For sure,
It's
man.
true.
You know, like it is. For a lot of time, I didn't internalize because I just see other dudes. I can't tell the difference between somebody would be like, "Oh, that's a great looking guy." I'm like, he just looks like a dude to me. I don't know the difference between you know, like you can tell a really bad looking guy and a really good looking guy, but otherwise not. And I find that fitness is like a huge thing, which maybe it's obvious, but to me it wasn't, you know, because it's, you know.
The nuances of male attractiveness.
You got to
did
work
not,
on yourself,
Yeah.
man.
We're lost on you.
Everyone needs to work
No,
on
the thing is,
themselves,
like,
you know?
I have done very well, and it's never, you know, like, even though I've been in better shape, you know, less shape, but I've never had a challenge. So I guess, like, that was never something that I internalized.
You probably have
myself,
personality.
You know, like, oh.
I know. Yeah. Are you
Probably.
like the guy who gets the girls are way too hot for him? Like, you know,
God, yeah, well.
the beauty standard.
You're
by the
like,
beauty
bro,
standard.
stop calling me out, man.
No, I mean,
Are
she's
you like the king
she's
of
calling
the
me
hill?
ugly.
Are
in
you
a
the
way,
king of
know,
Poundtown?
like-
Is that?
No, but I think women, if you like, and this might sound sexist, but women don't know what the fuck they want, you know, like, and sometimes you can, the things that they say they want may not be the actual things that are triggers for them most of the time, and this kind of changes as women get
You
older.
know why that is?
Tell me.
Men are
The
trash.
patriarchy.
Yeah, the men are trash.
Why?
The patriarchy.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
I feel like
Yelled
those-
in everyone's ear.
I love to hear why.
Oh, well, like what you're talking about, I think you probably have experienced women like that, and we're told what we should want a lot, so it's hard to know what we actually want. Like, I did not realize I was asexual because everybody likes sex. Everybody likes to have a boyfriend and likes to get down. Like,
But do you masturbate?
I never, no.
Stop the
Joel,
cap.
I was
Joel
never,
is
I was,
losing his mind.
I was never given the option of like, hey, you know, some people just don't fuck with that. It's always like, no, you'll like it. It'll be great. And women are kind of taught that we should want things that we don't actually want.
Are men not taught the same thing? Because Alex, who was a virgin, also got told that, no, you should do it. You know. Now, on the other end, he's like, I'm glad that I did it. You know, but he himself thought himself asexual for most of his life.
But I think, like, in general, like, training a population of chaste individuals that sex is actually a good thing is trying to manipulate them in a way. Because, like, men are usually more down to fuck. And to live in a world where women are more willing to do that for you is just good for you guys.
Do you think, like, do you have more of an issue with the sex in culture as like the hookup culture, or sex in the the more traditional sense? Because
both. Like, hookup
uh,
culture is just an offset of convincing women that they need to be a vessel for male pleasure.
do you feel the same way about animals and the reproductive system altogether? About just
well, I mean,
just
have you ever seen
animals are
like
different.
a female animal be like, "Hey, baby, I really want to fuck you"? Like they're usually like getting when they procreate.
Oh.
Sorry.
I don't
But
know. You ever
I-
seen a cat in heat?
Yeah, I was about to say,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
cats in heat are
Up
whores.
there.
So,
Okay, well, maybe cats, but
so is the answer?
they don't
My
seem
dogs
happy
ask for
about
consent.
it. They
I
do
see
not.
that.
Do they seem happy when they're doing that?
Is so is the answer just no life, right? Because it seems like through millennia, the way that we've been at this table is through the way the intersexual relations between species and how they go. So what's the answer? Is just give up on humanity and living, or
Well,
what's
no.
the
I
answer?
I personally think that there's just a lot of holes to be punched into these like societal norms, because like it's all too deeply ingrained in all of us anyway. Like you're not gonna be like, oh wait, love isn't real and the patriarchy like forces women to like be with men. I better divorce my wife and like.
You don't think love is real?
No, I mean not like romantic love.
She got hurt so
Well, I mean-
bad.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
damn,
Right,
this
yeah.
is
That really
really
attracted
attracted
guy.
you.
Yeah.
But
Fucked
I
you
get
up.
Yeah.
your point though.
Emily's like, I thought I was bad, like.
Honestly, love like in romance was invented by like poor men who couldn't afford to like support women they wanted to
No,
marry
I
and like
disagree.
buy them houses and
I
shit and like
absolutely
farm
disagree
animals.
with
Yes, because for most of history, like the ability to reproduce actually has been, like limited to the 1%.
Your
really,
resources.
the
Yeah.
1%. So in a way, so you agree that that's how it should be, like.
Well, I think that love is pushed on women so that we don't expect things like financial security or, I don't know, respect.
But I would argue that financial security is one of those things that is kind of like, that it is in play, is expected. It's the thing that women should expect, I think.
Well, no, because like I married a homeless person. This is a different story.
Was
but
this the handsome man?
No, he's not handsome either.
Ugly and homeless.
I'm just saying, like,
How was his feet?
love.
big
Yeah,
was
how
his
does this go
wiener?
back to feet? It was medium. It was fine.
nails?
But,
Did he cut me when you laid?
I have so many
Was there a
questions.
time when you believed in love?
I think I've always thought that it was like cultural, like I don't know, like a social construct. That's what I meant to say. Like money or anything else, gender.
But it's kind of like just a word, kind of. We apply it, and then there's so much meaning behind it, and everyone has their own
Their own
definition of like
definition.
what is
Yeah,
love
it's
versus
true.
just a feeling that you have. Like, okay, I really want to be around this person. Like, if you just remove the word love, because like marriage, same thing. That was something we created, not too long ago. We were all just fucking and doing whatever we want with everybody,
Yeah.
and it didn't matter.
Greeks.
But now it's
Greek
like,
culture.
okay, it's only supposed to be one person. Even like the traditional wedding, you're supposed to do it this way, and this is the format to how you get married, and you have the ring, whatever. We made that up. At the end of the day,
Yeah,
it's
but
just like what
marriage
makes you
was
feel
like
good.
an exchange of property. Women
Yes.
were property,
Oh,
and that's why marriage exists. We have to at least touch on that. It's a trade.
Look, I think
It
love
I
used
is
say
to be a
real.
bring
trade.
that back. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, honestly, you should bring it
I
back.
want to bring back
I
bartering.
am tired of women giving this shit away for
Two
free.
cows.
That's all I'm saying. Love who you want, do what you want, but don't let people take advantage of you.
So how many acres do you think you're worth?
Oh my
Wow,
God, fucking
40. That's
negative
crazy.
40. I'm used up, bro. That's why I'm mad.
That's crazy. I want 40 acres.
Question.
Sorry.
And by the way, this is super interesting. I'm so glad that you came on. I also agree that women shouldn't give the shit away from free. But do you think that women have the agency to make their decisions? And if so, are they really being taken advantage of?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, like, it's a power imbalance.
So
Ultimately, like, I mean, there's nuances to everything, but yeah, my answer is yes.
your answer is yes, the women have agency?
That Wait, sorry. What that was your
My question? No, because you said that like they shouldn't give it away for free and that they shouldn't be taken advantage of. But my question is, if they have the agency to give it away for free, are they really being taken advantage of?
Yes, because
How?
But they want to give it away.
they don't. Well, maybe some of them do. That's the thing.
Are we saying
those
that
are the
society-
nuances that
are we
some
say-
of them? I don't want to be like sex negative either. Some women do enjoy sex and they just want to get their freak on. But I think a lot of women do it because it's like expected of them.
So we're saying that women give it up because of society standards, and that it is a unspoken rule that women should just give it up to men because,
Or at least just be agreeable to men in all possible ways.
I think if we were like
including-
in the 40s and 50s when society was like crazy about it, yeah, but like today is so different. Like women are mostly like the dominant, like they have so much say in a relationship now.
You be getting beat up, don't you?
No, it's not that, but like I just disagree with all this. Like love is love, love is real. I do believe in the marriage thing was originally an exchange of property, but like to say that women just do this because of just society is, I just disagree.
I mean,
Do you believe in love?
Most
Yeah,
people do.
I absolutely do.
Most people do everything that they do because of society.
Of course.
Not just women fucking men. Like everything we do.
But could we? Is the human? Can the human really be separated from a society?
What do you mean?
Like a monk.
Like you mentioned that you're mentioning that society has ingrained all these expectations in humans, right? Like, but what is a human outside of society? Like, that society not generate itself out of association of multiple
Well, I think
humans
that's like
banding together?
the main question when it comes to like oppression and anything else. It's like, is this what we're supposed to be doing? Like,
According to
or
who?
are we supposed to be hunter-gatherers? Are we supposed to do yeah, like that's the thing. Who decides? It's
Supposed to be doing is a strong phrase.
I mean, like how people say the reason we're all depressed is because we have primal instincts that we're not using, like that we should be hunter-gatherers still, like that type of shit. It's like,
well, I mean, I think that topic
everything is made up.
Yes, exactly. Everything is made up.
But if everything is made up, then nothing is. Like if everything is made up, how do you differentiate from real things, right? Like this table is made up. There's actually space between every atom on this table that is composite. Your experience, which is a very narrow band of the electromagnetic spectrum, really just tells you color. Gives you sound. It's nothing more than waves going up against your ear things, right? So by that definition, everything is made up. So what is real, if that's the case, and at what point is that differentiation made?
So like that's kind of the thing. It's like I don't think anything is, and that's why it's also confusing.
I think it's what's real to you.
Yeah,
That's
at the
what
end of the
it
day,
is.
it's whatever
what's
you
real,
feel.
What's real to you.
So yeah, so what's real to me is like fucking nothing. I honestly feel like an alien just like moving through the motion, the customs of like the planet I live on, because like I don't really see the point to a lot of things. So, and sex and love being one of those things.
Do you have any positive male relationships?
Yeah.
Your life?
My brother is my best friend, my little brother.
Outside of anybody related to you?
Well, no, I don't really have any friends.
Yeah.
I used to be friends with like the
I'll be your
comedians, but I don't really see people as like I don't hang out.
They're
with
not
people.
real.
Yeah, they're not real. They're
trash.
a social construct. People are. So I just don't. I don't.
I
do
hate
that
hanging out with
either.
comedians. They just keep doing bits around me, man.
Friendship is not real.
I'm pretty antisocial, so I don't. I actually don't have a lot of friends, honestly. But I know it's hard to believe with all these opinions I have. But
I've always found you very as a magnetic person, and I remember this video that I saw with you and Leslie when you guys had a very silly video. I'm like, this is hilarious with the escalators. I think you're promoting
are you talking about
the
the
milk mic.
JFK airport video?
Yeah. There's like a
that's
bunch
cool.
of like
Yeah.
washing dishes and all this other stuff.
Word. Yeah. Those are fun.
It's interesting. Have you always felt this way, or is this a recent occurrence?
So I've been doing a lot of like self-exploration. And yeah, I do remember as a small child like going through like sex ed and stuff like that and being like, fuck no, I don't want to do that. Like it sounds gross.
Yeah.
The peenies and vaginis,
yeah,
no.
pass. But then you go through puberty, and I've had sexual urges in the past too. Like you asked me if I masturbate, I don't now, but I've felt sexual urges like puberty and stuff. So like that kind of put all logic out the window, and I think ultimately I just never really enjoyed it that much, and I realized that I wasn't doing it for the right reasons, which are to just fuck.
So you never like bumped into a table and just like, hold on, maybe there's a little urge.
I mean,
that
we've
just
all
kicks in.
sat
That
down in
bidet
an
just
interesting
hits you.
angle once in a while. Like we do that.
Yeah, sometimes I sit and my
I'm
balls
not,
go
I'm,
asleep.
I'm not made of
My
ice.
balls are asleep.
Yeah,
What?
the washing machine was going through that spin cycle.
I just sat on it. And you're like, oh.
You're driving on a bumpy road. This
Oh.
is
No, this is super interesting, by the way, and I hope that you don't feel like I'm grilling you, but it's a point of view
I know
that
it's like kind of weird, and I feel like people aren't even gonna believe me. So
I don't know if I wouldn't say weird. I would say unusual. What is weird or normal? You know,
everything's
That
just made
concept
up.
isn't real.
it's not
Yes.
Yeah.
Weirdness isn't even real.
and I think I'm a big believer in freedom, even the freedom to change your mind. You know, like,
Freedom isn't real.
so if nothing is real, if nothing is real, what keeps you going?
You guys, the other people on Earth.
Shut
Right,
the fuck
right.
up.
Manly Girly podcast keeps me going.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean like human beings who do seem to care about these things, and
She's just
I
on the
love
sidelines.
people.
Aw, that's nice.
No, like even if I don't get it, like I love that you're married and in love. I love that you had sex the other week and you went on a date. Like I love that for you guys. I don't hate that. Like,
Right. But that's from a distance. You're like so interpersonal relationships with people outside your family. It's not something that interests you.
No, not for now anyway,
Okay.
and probably not in the future.
So what are your hobbies?
Can you just drop the address of this man so we can all go to his
Yeah,
house
let's just
later?
jump him.
Seriously,
Crazy.
let's
I mean,
fuck
he's
this guy up.
no, because then you probably all want to go out with him, and then you'll be in a relationship with him for
And then
3
I'll
years.
hate everybody. I'll hate all men.
Okay.
I'll
No,
start
it
working
wasn't.
sanitation.
It wasn't just him. I also got sober like 5 years ago. So
Yeah,
Nice.
that'll make you lose your will to live.
yeah, exactly. And
Like completely sober? No, nothing. No drugs?
California sober.
Okay.
Yeah.
Smoke weed.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Seriously.
No more drinking though, and like most of my sexual experiences were done drunk. So it was a lot of, like I said, self-exploration, trying to heal from shit, not just that hot guy. Plenty of ugly fucking guys too.
I hear you. Well, shout out to those ugly guys. You had your shot.
They
We're
probably
here,
are
baby.
listening.
We're here. We have
if-
chances.
If you're in the comedy scene and you were one of those ugly guys, watch out.
Oh my
Watch
god.
out.
They probably will see this.
So I think maybe I have a video. Maybe this is your ex or somebody like your ex.
If a woman ever asked me to pay for a date, I would spit on her face and walk out. How dare she? How dare she ask me to pay for a date? That's her job. Part of the advice we give these men is to set up standards for yourself.
Thank you.
For example, when you go out on a date with a woman, minimum she should be spending on the first date $200. If she's not spending at least $200, I have news for you. You're not on a date. You're hanging out with a friend.
Nah, that's not a real. That's
Nah.
a
That's
that's
like
a
a
parody.
parody.
That's a parody.
Yeah,
I don't believe
He got a
that.
little dick.
Yeah, tiny wiener.
He has a Cybertruck.
That's like the in response to the sprinkle movement.
Yeah.
How about I have something here. We'll keep it rolling. Add a little levity.
This is the Incel Coach.
Well, in your chest there then, best breakfast you've ever had. 10's only season. Son. I love MILFs. Tell her she's a great mum. Tell her she's still fun. Tell her she doesn't look a day over 28. Start showing her pictures of your dog that doesn't exist. Tell her she looks like a celebrity but you can't remember which one. Bang you dancing, bang she's all over you. Bang you back at hers. Bang she's twirling your chest there then. Best breakfast you've ever had. 10's only season. Son. I love MILFs.
Sorted.
We'll start with your reaction, Tori.
I mean that guy's definitely got a good lifestyle going. I think
Yeah.
he's just like a MILF dating guy.
Oh, I don't think he does only MILFs, but what do you think about guys getting this kind of advice from this guy?
Oh, I mean, I think as long as it's like consensually and like legally, financially, all kind of square, I think it's great. I just don't like either party being taken advantage of. So like as long as like the MILF's getting dick down the way she wants to, and he's buying, and she's buying him whatever he needs, like as long as they're both getting what they need, it's great.
Cool. Emily?
That guy's fucking weird.
I mean,
Nice. Gentlemen?
At the end of the day, as long as the woman's happy, cool. Like if that mom is enjoying herself, then great.
What if she wants her, her foot in your mouth, It
How rich
it clashes
is she?
with you,
No, I don't know, man.
It's a nuance.
But as long as the woman's happy, that's the goal. But I'll say, if you follow that dude, it's probably not working for you, man.
So true.
It's not working. I need you to ask him how often he's successful, because I haven't seen a video of him being successful. I just see random cuts of random people. So
sure he wasn't with any of those MILFs in that video.
yeah, he just Googled mums in the area. He got that porn ad, and he's like, "Ooh, let me try."
Yeah, he went on Only MILFs.
Only MILFs.
How about you, Joel? Any reaction to that?
I mean, his advice was solid in general. Like, if you take it for what it was, tell her she looks pretty. Tell her she looks young.
Yeah,
Tell
say
her,
you got a dog, but you don't.
These are just common things.
Yeah, that fucking dog.
Who doesn't like
lie about your name, your social
puppies?
security
I
number.
got this hack for you. It works every
Also,
time.
if you
Buy
want
her flowers.
If you want more advice, send me your 16 numbers on your card.
Oh my God, be a gentleman. Like,
I don't think he said that. Did he say be a gentleman?
No.
Said,
But
like,
essentially,
tell her she's
just
still fun.
yeah,
Tell her
like,
she's fucking
Tell
hot.
her she can still get it.
Yeah.
take her out dancing, like all these
I don't
things
care.
that
I don't care if you went to high school with his daughter. You fuck her. You fuck her. You take that spot. You be that woman's father.
Show her your wiener.
Yeah, third wiener.
I am so sad.
Take her to Poundtown.
Poundtown. He's invited to Poundtown. He could do an event
We
there.
got an express ticket
TED
to
Talk.
Poundtown.
Seriously.
I'm so sad, Tori, that you don't do comedy anymore because you're hilarious.
Oh.
Like the world is poorer for it. But hopefully,
You're
maybe
right,
you'll do
yeah.
this podcast here in the future.
Oh,
you
sure.
know?
I'll come back anytime. This gets great.
Awesome. Well, we asked you, right?
Mhm.
Like,
What?
yeah, he's kind of like saying what would work. I got another one in. We'll,
Oh, yeah, exactly.
We'll do like 15, 20 more minutes and we'll wrap up since we've
Sure.
done over an hour and a half.
Yeah.
TBH, I'm so lucky that I ended up being pretty because I used to be really ugly and everyone thought it was weird. And then when I became like pretty, everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, you're so funny." Autism shows in different.
Also,
feel
what?
like-
That was it? That was just the video?
I feel like both of these girls that have been talking about pretty privilege, I'm like, there's nothing behind their eyes. They just
Soulless.
do. They're just
But are they
talking
pretty
like-
is the question.
Well, yeah, she was very pretty.
Whoa, very is a strong word.
Hey,
Yeah.
look, man, beauty
The
is
only,
in the eyes
the
of the
only
beholder.
woman that's very pretty is my wife.
Oh, there
There
it
you
is.
go.
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta get another
She-
word. There's gonna be
hit
a
you up
round of
first. Make sure.
a round of reacts here.
Look, if I'm not your dream girl, leave me alone. If you don't look at me like I am a literal goddess, come to this earth to change your life, I don't want it. I have spent too much of my life settling for people who think the grass is always going to be greener. I have wasted so much time and energy thinking people will get there, and I'm not doing it anymore. So if I'm not your dream girl, if we're not about to build our dream life, leave me the fuck alone.
Okay.
I
real
agree.
quick. Wait, hold on. Real quick before
agree with
anything. I don't think I really saw it because she has no bra on.
That's crazy, Joel.
This-
You know, you were doing really good with your wife thing, and then you just plummeted.
You think she didn't do that on purpose?
You're like,
I noticed.
well, she also
it,
put the
but it was,
captions right there,
I hope
so
there's
she
no-
it was plotted. It
No,
was
no,
planned.
I hope you have no videos of women in sandals.
Joel's like, yo, what are her feet look like?
Don't look at my bookmarks. But
My
no,
history.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
Yeah,
what she
I
was
think
talking
if you're
about.
gonna do it, like do it upright. I really don't like dudes who play it aloof or try to be like negging. I think that's all like really toxic and stupid.
Yeah.
Treat her
Agreed.
like a princess, or she'll become an asexual fucking man-hating weirdo.
Jesus.
Perfect.
I agree though. Like if you're looking for a serious relationship, she should be your number one. You know what I'm saying? And she should feel that way about it. She shouldn't have to second guess. Like, man, do I have to worry about you? Because if she has to feel that way, that you're like, oh man, maybe the grass is greener on the other side if I go on Tinder, then you're messing up and you're not meant to be. You should, and the guy should feel that way too. The guy should feel that like, yo, she only wants me. I feel appreciated, all that. So I get it. I agree with her.
Yeah, people deserve to be with people that are equally yoked about being with them.
It's a team effort.
Like, and you, man, look at me. I'm going to zoom in here. You are the reason that, we lost a good one here,
What did Emily kill a man?
No. I'm pointing at Tori. We lost a good one because of the attitude
men
of
are
men.
trash. Yeah.
That guy.
You fucked it up.
Man,
you fucked it up.
She's a hairdresser. She could make her own hair.
Yeah, now
like,
anytime she gets a man, she fucking up that hairline, man.
You probably got ugly feet.
Yeah, you got ugly feet. You got bunions.
The only cut women's hair or men's hair also?
Both. Yeah.
Okay.
And all of them, not both.
Cool.
All the genders.
I hope.
Do you like buzz?
Because
I need a new hairdresser. I do my own haircut, but it doesn't work so well.
I don't even know what your real hair looks like.
Yeah,
That
I'll
is
show you.
Yeah.
What?
Well, my ex was in beauty. She did lashes. Like the whole thing. And so she used to cut my hair. And before that, I used to cut my own hair. And
You taught her how to do lashes?
No.
You taught her.
No, but she had this whole thing. So I've seen her do it enough
your
times.
acrylics.
Now I have a question for the panel, and this is what's going to get a little deep, and then we might do one more react and then wrap up. But it seems like dating's broken a little bit, hookup culture and whatnot. Who do you think takes more of the blame for dating being broken, men or women, and why? And we'll start with Emily.
Probably men, because they're bad at it.
What does that mean?
Like they just don't know how to make a plan.
But that's what's broken dating?
No. I think like
or you said who's getting more blame.
Yeah, who's getting
more
blame.
Like and why, right? Like you can say like one particular sex, and why do you think that they're the ones more to blame?
I think it's men because they are not putting in much effort.
Why did I get eye contact? Why did Emily look directly at me? Like, what did I do? I'm just wearing a hat.
It's men because they are afraid of
Nobody looked at
butt.
Joelle. Oh, it's good.
I'm not afraid of the
she's
butt.
upset because I don't like Buddha hoes.
Now, question though, like, because we've talked about this, and you mentioned that most of the people that you match with, you don't give a time of day to, right? Like, so is it men in general or the men that you're picking that are like have something in common?
I mean, I guess. Well, it's got to be the men I'm picking because none of it's worked out.
Dang.
That's called victim blaming.
No. Well, there is.
It's their fault, not me.
If there
That's
is,
true. But I've dated people on the apps and off the apps in the past few years, and
it's not victim blaming because I'm not blaming her
also,
for it, right? Like I asked her to
say
blame
the women that I've
what she
dated.
likes.
I've been like, that's been a much better experience.
I like it. No, and the reason why I ask, right, is because
communication probably like just
like
human to human.
You know, I've gotten flowers more from women than men.
I'll say this: you haven't been dating men then. You've been dating children. Not saying like that, but like
That's
you
right.
need to know better. Like every date that I go, I always bring flowers. I always bring them. I always treat them with respect and all that.
Soft.
Whatever. I don't care. You know.
He's Italian.
Like, you know.
He's Italian.
But like, it's just it's part of the game. Like you have to treat them with respect, man. And if you're not doing these kind of things, if you're not treating them like they're number one, or that you appreciate them, then you're not a man. I'm gonna say that.
But
He's
also
Italian.
be doing that
Murder that
when they're
pussy.
not around too.
Correct.
Like don't be kind to them in person and then talk shit behind their back.
Nah, that's also childish. That's immaturity right there. I've had people where like they'll tell, like I used to do a lot of long distance. Like I'll have my ex fiance. She got sick one time, and I bought her medicine all the way from North Carolina, and she didn't even ask for it. I just do it. One time I remember the first day, maybe like second time I talked to her. She was Mexican. She was talking about like how big mariachi is. It's like a big symbol of like love, like doing that type of stuff. And I remember she had a bad day, and I wanted to like really like make her feel. I hired a mariachi band to go to her home.
This guy's like a real romantic.
Nah, it's called a simp.
No, it's not a simp, man. I loved her.
That
was my future wife.
That's usually how they would define simps, where it's like,
wow, you
That's
gave a fuck. You gave a fuck about her. You fucking
you do more than what the average person.
Well, you
would
should
do.
be doing that if you love somebody.
Yeah.
On
So
the
I would say
second
women
day,
do
like,
that.
No. She told me about it on the second day. I got the mariachi band like after a year.
Oh,
You know
okay.
what I'm saying? This is when I knew at the time this is who I wanted to be with.
So like I think there's an epidemic of like narcissistic men who see real like valiant efforts like this guy,
And they're like, fuck him.
and they fake that shit up front. They just blast you with it. They love bomb you.
Yeah,
stuff
that's
they saw
valid.
guys like this do that they're not really for. And then once you're hooked, they stop doing all that stuff and treat you like crap.
I feel
I
like
can see that.
that happens on both sides, though. You know, it's like what's
Think
that?
women love bomb?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you're aware of the date for dinner effect, right? Like the
What?
Are you aware of the dating for dinner phenomenon?
Oh, women who just want free meals and
Right. Like, so you're aware it's a thing, right?
I don't know how prevalent it is.
It is.
As men have experienced it, right? So I could see, and sometimes you get burned and then you completely go the other way, right? Like, like kinkiness and Catholics, like, so I could see how some of those men that he burned may be like, oh, you're such a simp. You're wasting all this money on a date, like she's just using you for dinner. And I've had friends that are women. They're like, yeah, I've dated for dinner.
That seems like red pill culture a little bit, though. Like,
which one?
You can't
dating
go
for
into
dinner,
it thinking
or?
like, oh, she just wants a free dinner out of me. Like,
No,
like,
you
buy
can't
her
think
a
like
dinner.
that. But like,
Well,
you
thing
should be able to read the room.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
And I believe that probably I was raised. I'm like, yeah, you should pay as a dude. But then again, I've told you the first date thing where you sidestep that whole thing until you qualify it.
Like, if we're talking about like status symbols, the woman is the status symbol that she brings to the table. The dinner is what is like her payment for that. Because if you're a man, you get clout by having a woman with you, especially an attractive woman.
But didn't you agree earlier that people should be equally yoked about dating somebody that's equally yoked as them? So where does that change? How is that in the dynamic of the woman sees herself as a status symbol?
If you don't see just having a woman with you, her company, if you're not yoked by that enough to buy her a dinner, then like.
But if people are equally yoked, should she not be yoked about being on a date with this guy? Is that?
Well, it's like a first date, right?
Right. But like, and maybe I'm misunderstanding, right? But
see, like a lot of people they like to say that like women ain't shit or anything, but a woman is a status symbol. You have status just by being with a woman in a public place.
So are men.
Yeah, I was about to
So
say men.
See,
Yeah.
and that, I think
attracted person is
everything
always
that's
a power
ever
move on
said
either
about how
end.
women are is the same thing you can apply to men.
Yeah, it's the
there
same
are
thing.
differences, and it's just your perspective on life and how your interaction. And I'm not trying to discredit that there isn't probably a majority when it comes to like women being taken that way.
Yeah,
but I think it happens as well with
It goes
men.
both ways.
There are women that are with men as a status, and they're wanting to have them as arm candy or having them as like the.
It's a power move.
And let me interject here real quick. And this is actually goes to the question that I asked earlier about Emily, right? And the opportunities that she gives, right? Because it's not victim blaming. It's like, okay, if these are the opportunities of people that you can date, right? And let's say, and I'm sure it's going to be more for women just from the dynamics of dating. And then that is filtered down before meeting them to a smaller dating pool. And then if going in that dating pool creates a particular result that is, let's say, less than optimal, it could be an easy way, kind of like a sample size, like with a study or statistics, right? That you might then attribute, oh, based on this dating pool, this is what men are like, right? But maybe, right? But there may also be that by widening the opportunities of whatever, and that's why I mentioned the type, then maybe that's not the case. Maybe it proves itself to be the rule, and maybe it doesn't, right? And that's why I think we were talking about that. Some of the things that men are also subjected to, and I think in dating, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems that because of that pre-filtering, there's a lot of fuckboys that are fucking a lot of women, and a lot of the women are fucking the same guy, right? And then of course, what's the value in these guys treating women right because they're getting hit up all the time, and then kind of like if there's a bad Hispanic, like does a crime, you're like, fuck, now you're making us all look bad in a way,
Yep.
Right, but if you start to hold what women have done to you against all women, that's like misogyny, right?
Well, misogyny is the hatred of women, yeah, absolutely, but my question is then,
as far as like the status symbol goes, like, if you have a woman with you, that just means that like you're like verifiable. That you're not a serial killer. Like
is dating an over 6 foot tall guy a status symbol?
I mean, What?
Is dating an over 6 foot tall guy a status symbol for women?
I guess.
So there is status symbols on both sides.
Yeah, but just having a woman with you gives you a higher status as a man.
But it's same thing for a woman.
Yeah.
Like, how many women are like, usually especially if you get older, it's like, I need to have a man. Like, otherwise I'm single. I'm in my 40s. I can't get a man.
That is just like the patriarchy. Men like to make women think that they like lose attractiveness with age, but they just lose the ability to be manipulated.
I don't know.
No. What?
My grandma crazy.
Well, let's take a couple steps back. What is the mechanism behind attractiveness biologically?
The mechanism?
Yeah. Why is attractiveness a thing, right? Like, why are we wired for attractiveness?
Societal standards, because beauty has always changed throughout generations and generations.
So at first, I was just gonna be like, gives you a boner, but now I don't.
Well, maybe, right? Like, so, if sexual selection,
like aesthetic, people like things that are aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
The beauty standard changes.
Yeah.
But would it be fair to say that attractiveness is tied to sexual selection?
No.
So
probably not. Not to me.
Attractiveness in a significant other, then what is the mechanism? Because we're all biological beings based on evolution, right? And developing certain traits, right, that have proven to be beneficial for the species or whatever, right? So what is the mechanism? What's attractiveness for, I guess is my question then.
Oh, to propagate the species, right?
Right. So if attractiveness is there to propagate, it is tied to sexual selection.
Yeah. So like talking about like people find youth attractive because it's like
if it's
you can
sexual
make babies
selection,
with it. Yeah.
Absolutely,
like,
right? Like
you're more fertile if you're young, type thing.
Right.
So yeah, what's your point?
That you're saying that the thing that and I find I've dated, I mostly dated women in my 30s recently. And I find women in their 30s attractive. So I dated when I was younger women that were 40, 50, right? Like, and the age ranges has changed through time, right? Nice. But I mean, I'd still fuck a 25-year-old. Don't get me wrong. But once again, so I guess a little pushback. You're saying that this is just that women have been convinced that they are less attractive when they're older. It's just because so they can manipulate it. I would argue that could be a particular interpretation. Maybe right. But I would position another hypothesis that it's ingrained due to natural sexual selection and the subconscious wiring that we are animals detached from our consciousness.
So you're saying like men being attracted to younger fertile women is just like a primal thing, which I guess is probably true. But societally we've decided that's kind of gross and that you shouldn't do it.
Well, women have decided that, yes.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's what I don't get about sex either. Like if you're going to be like a well-rounded man, you should date a woman your own age and be sexually attracted to a woman your own age if you're, in your 60s, whatever. I mean, I guess that's I guess.
Let me flip.
Shouldn't we say the same for a
wait,
woman?
wait, everybody, 1 second. Let me flip the question. What do women typically find attractive in men? Is their ability especially like just on average, not you specifically, but like, do you think that the ability to provide or be, for a woman is important within the hierarchy of needs?
Sure. Yeah.
So following that up, as opposed, and you would argue that a lot of men probably, if a woman's hot, like that's a thing that's important to them, like as compared,
Allegedly.
or attractiveness, because we're tying into the attractiveness and age, right?
Yeah.
Dudes cannot amass resources. They mature a little bit later, gain confidence, and amass resources into a later potentially stage.
Yep.
Not right as if they're 18 or 25. Maybe some are.
No, you're right.
So by the time that they may be ready to have the qualities that are attractive to women, they may actually be attractive to more women than just their age because of the selection that's going on the other side of what makes a man attractive. So that could be a potential. I'm not saying it is, right? But I like to explore more than, this is it, this how, like, and it could be, like I'm saying, I'll give that. But could there be another mechanism at play when they're going younger? And I have some issues with age gaps because my dad was 60 and he married a 30-year-old, later in his life.
Attaboy.
And I always wonder, like, well, what's the exchange here, right? Like, and she was there until he died, right? Like, but I could
1
see.
year later.
Yeah, no, many years later. Yeah.
Crazy.
So I guess my question is, could there be that men, once they're attracted, to youthfulness and only, they're able to be a potential mate later on, and that maybe that's some of this age gap is due to that?
You kind of lost me. I'm sorry.
Oh, the TLDR is that for men to be attracted to women, it takes time for them to acquire the things that are necessary
to be attractive to women.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then by the time they're attracted to women, they're attracted to women their age and
old.
younger.
Yeah.
And then if what they're selecting for is, let's say they want to have a family and whatnot, right? Then that kind of prompts them not just dating women their age.
Yeah. To have kids with them. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it, like, if you're saying is it natural for like a man to be attracted to a younger woman, I guess it probably is. It grosses us out, but doesn't gross you out.
No, it's not that it doesn't gross me out, but I think it kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Like, maybe age is not real.
Right.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
You know what I mean? Like, we decided 365 equals 1.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then we just keep
that's-
adding 1 plus 1.
Be careful where you're going with that.
Oh,
But,
hold on. My wife is of age.
she's not a child bride.
I didn't say
She's
that.
not
I
groomed.
said she's of age.
She is of an age.
Yeah.
I paid good for her. 2 cows and a mule.
She's like 37 acres,
That's
good.
crazy. Not 40, 37.
No, 37 and a half.
And once
That's
again,
just one thing that makes me glad to identify as asexual, because it's like, I didn't pick the age of consent. I'm glad I didn't. I don't have to speculate on that.
yeah, what age would you pick if you were?
I don't want to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, so
38.
if you could pick an
Honestly,
age.
38.
38. Damn.
Well, I'm above the age of consent, so I guess I can have sex. Hey,
Oh my goodness.
Freaking jail bail.
It all circles around Poundtown. We're back in Poundtown.
There's a roundabout in town.
Is there a
But
position available?
thoughts, gentlemen, like on what Tori's been saying. I feel like, surprisingly enough, usually Emily is like our axis.
She's very
you know,
tame
like
right
we usually have the axis of conversation. There's
mean-
Wafik and Emily, and then everybody lines up in the middle. We don't often have somebody that is to the other side of
I
Emily.
mean,
so
like
it's
I
very
said, I'm
refreshing.
alone most of the time. I have these thoughts, and I was a little,
I'm
I was
just
a
alone
little
with my
worried that
thoughts,
this
and
was
that's
gonna,
what's funny.
I was gonna be like, what the fuck are you talking about? And it is kind of like that.
But there's no judgment, no blaming. If anything, it's super interesting.
Sure.
Like, I'm made of questions. I love to hear more, and
Yeah.
just because I always say, right, like, as human beings, like, the person that's gonna lie to you, the best person that's gonna lie to you is yourself. Why? Because you know yourself best.
Yeah.
And from what I have intuited so far and what I've learned, I could be wrong, still have a lot to learn, is that we tend to lie to ourselves when the lie makes us feel better about ourselves, right? Because then all of a sudden, it's exactly at the point where you may lie to yourself and may rationalize something just because that feeling bad is negative, and by lying to ourselves, it removes that feeling and allows us to go forward in life, right? If we're using logic, then even if we use one thing here, it should apply if the parameters are moved, as long as it follows the same logic line. So that's why I made a question. I asked these questions just to be like, okay, how does that, like, even the whole, like, oh, the woman is coming to the date and that's the status symbol, right? Like,
Sure,
I like
yeah.
to, and that's why I ask. I'm like, well, is a over 6 foot tall man that's wealthy a status symbol for women? Because then in that sense,
Not,
it maybe
not in the same way.
How so?
What do you mean?
Because women are subjugated. They're like, a tall man is dope, but like, you're a chick, you can get a guy no matter what. So like, a girl isn't gonna be like, hey, look at me, I'm with a man, and people are like, yeah, no shit, he wants to have sex with you, okay? But like, if a man is like, hey, I got a woman to like sit next to me and not run away scared, and she's like talking to me and she's really pretty, like, that makes me a decent guy, and that's just all that is.
What do you guys think about that?
Men aren't that like desperate to have a woman by them. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
I know that thought process
it's,
is not involved when they're doing that, but societally, that's what that looks like.
I think it's changed. Like, it's definitely, there are people that feel that way. But like, to say that, so like, there's a reason why there's standards. Like, oh, like there's a reason why there's short kings and people go after tall and handsome, symmetrical faces. They look like this and that. Because it is a power move. There's beauty is a power move on both sides.
So what if it's just an ugly ass guy and an ugly ass girl? Who gets the status? The guy, for just being with a girl. If they're equally ugly.
Why does it fall on the guy?
Yeah.
Because women are a commodity. Men are not.
That's all perspective.
Yeah, that's all.
All right. Well, that's fine.
Okay. So women are the prize, basically.
Yes. That's the.
I'm a prize.
The moral of the story.
Okay.
If that's what you're trying to figure out, then yes.
Okay. And that makes sense through that perspective. Now, why are women the prize? If I dig into it a little deeper.
Because they're commodified. Because of their vaginas.
So because of their vaginas, their ability to reproduce, they're the prize.
Okay, how many male prostitutes are there compared to female prostitutes?
Straight?
There's a lot of male prostitutes out there.
Heterosexual ones.
Okay.
Okay. Just saying, like, you guys know what I'm saying.
Yes.
The majority of men are going to want to fuck women more than women are going to want to fuck any man. Like,
I mean,
you know
look at Game of Thrones. You see a lot more titties than you see dicks. So it's like...
Do you? I saw a lot of dicks.
I was about to say.
Now...
First episode. Dicks.
He's zoning out thinking
Sorry.
about it.
Wieners. We got to keep the wiener counter going.
I've always wondered about this, right? Because women, during their natural cycle, I found, and I don't know if this was the case for y'all, that your libido went up or down during that particular, like...
Yes. Yeah, depending on, like, what time of the month or something.
Okay, so now let me posit an alternative hypothesis as well. Men don't have periods, obviously, but men are generating. It's like kind of like a time release pill. Men are generating every day, right?
Yeah,
so
their hormone cycle is 24 hours, and ours is 28 days.
Right. Like, so there is a sexual difference between this that might also like pepper in the behavior, obviously sexual behavior, and the whole like us evolution, and like if you were. Back when we formed society, right? Like you can only have, if you're getting pregnant, you're kind of like you're only gonna can only get pregnant once at a time, right? Like,
yeah.
But traditionally, right? Like,
usually.
Whereas dudes can impregnate multiple women at the same time, at the same
right
time,
over.
and whatnot, right?
So what are you saying there? What do you mean by that?
No, so I could see how. If we're looking at it from that lens, yeah, like women are the prize, right? Like, and now we live in an industrial society where safety is very well had. Like, there's no need for safety anymore, really, at least
like
for men.
Yeah, a woman doesn't
right?
need a man for safety. She needs safety from a man.
Right, and she's gonna get safety from a man. From who's gonna defend her against that man?
A gun.
Right.
That's crazy.
You're saying if she's single?
Yeah. Like assuming like would
bro, it's wiener count.
Well,
like do men defend other women from other men?
Statistically, no.
Okay.
But so wait, who will defend a single woman from a
no? I guess
malicious man? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, I guess like, and we'll circle it back to just so because I have undiagnosed ADHD apparently.
I think we all do.
It's all these phones, but. With the through line that women are the prize, right? And in the prior time, men brought whatever security, protection, whatever. Maybe it's more like equal
men
exchange.
made themselves the prize by hoarding the resources and making them only available to women who paired up with men. That's what you're talking about. Is like traditional marriage and that type of thing.
Question: do you think men would give those resources to other men freely?
Yes.
So the contention is that at that time, men would hold the resources and only give them to women that they paired up with, but at the same time, they would willingly just give them to other men without any exchange.
Besides monetarily or whatever, but like women couldn't even get a credit card until like the 80s. So like they couldn't start a bank account, but men are allowed to start a bank account. So it's not like they're given something for free, but they have rights that women didn't have. They had the resources and women didn't have access to them without men.
Any thoughts, gentlemen?
Got a little quiet in here.
He was the breadwinner. Like, that's what it was. I mean, okay, and without trying to be a joke, but that's how it was set up. Like, yeah, I'm not saying it was right, wrong, or anything, but that's what it was essentially structured as. It was like the man worked,
back then.
and that's why men. Like,
We need to go back further for that. Like, women did used to keep the household because they were like having the babies, and it just made more sense for them to be in the house. But if we're talking about later, when there was like birth control, but they still couldn't get bank accounts, like
it was fucked up.
And also, women went to work like during World War II or whatever and did all the man jobs.
Where were the men?
They were just they were at war.
Oh, okay.
So they were basically gatekeeping.
Just making sure.
As they should be.
As they should. Please don't draft me. If the draft happens,
So-
I know I speak about
I just
equal
want to
rights.
know what
but
you
like,
guys are even doing in
someone's
here.
gotta
Can you go
work.
build a bridge somewhere, please?
Well, I'm just trying to understand. You know, like I'm not against anything that you're saying. You know, I'm not gonna say I'm for it either. You know, like I have no judgment. I don't feel attacked by any of the things that you're saying because I don't consider myself all the things that you've called out.
I mean, because men are also a victim of the patriarchy. We can talk about that.
Yeah.
You're
Now
victims.
I think we all are. There's just some people that can manipulate it. They know how to work the system. They know how to play the game, and that's what. And the game is fucked up. But
So should not the war be then against the stratified, you know, bourgeoisie at the top, as opposed to make it a men-women?
Of course, 100%. But that's how you divide us and keep us down. By doing that.
The othering.
Perfect. Literally.
He's right.
But isn't that?
But I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave my man-hating era just yet. So I like to broadly generalize.
As much as I agree with you, fuck men.
Yeah, we all got it.
I'm guilty of the othering.
We gotta bring it back to the main point here, which is fuck.
I'm having a little moment.
No,
but
Joel, you're
also,
ruining this with your
Now,
open-mindedness and equality.
And you say that women are oppressed. What would happen if men openly said "fuck women" on a podcast?
Fuck women.
I mean, don't they do that all the time?
Do they?
I just did.
Yeah, they're called like, it just happened. But I mean, what are like the whole red pill community? What's that?
I don't know. Do you think there are
The
any
incels?
red pill guys in this table?
No, not here, but other podcasts.
Yeah, bring one for
I'm sorry, I don't even know what a red pill is. Like,
Incels, man.
Am I old?
You know what an incel is?
Have you seen The Matrix?
Is women hating men.
Oh, do I
Men
believe
that
that women hate men?
No, it's men who hate women.
Correct.
Oh, I mean, it's on both sides. There's a
red pill's like
my father hates women.
They
It's
blame
like-
them
it's
for
like men's
society's
feminism, you know?
downfall. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like they're gatekeeping their vaginas and stuff.
And
Yeah, she won't open up to me, bro. I took
99.9%
her
of
to a
them
coffee
are
shop, man.
butt ugly.
The incels?
Incels, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
They
like their
fall-
main problem. That's like why they end up that way.
Well, they'll make the argument, and let's play along with it. Then I know we say we'll wrap up, but this is just too interesting.
We
you
keep
guys have
going.
time?
I
Like,
this.
this is
Yeah,
great.
keep going.
Um,
Extended version.
I've been holding my pee in for a while, though.
Yeah. No, I'll have a quick question and for you. It's like, so who chooses who has sex? Is it mostly the men or the women?
Women gatekeep sex, yes.
Okay,
So, or heterosexual sex.
Okay, so if that is the case, right? Like,
Says, no, I'd protect my wiener.
I'm picky about
You
who I
know?
give that shit to, but I do agree that women do hold the cards majority of the time.
Right.
I've had women come up to me. I'm like, nah, I'm cool.
I really like how you respect like your own boundaries, like that you're not trying to do anything you don't want to do, like eat butt or anything like that.
It's like, man, Giuseppe, you got a lot of lists of shit you
I
don't
love
like.
the fact that you're a total prude, can't afraid of sex and all that.
No, it's not that. I look, like we said,
your
PTSD,
No, I mean, like,
man. PTSD is a real thing, man. That poop really traumatized me.
poop traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah, I'm shaking. I don't know if you can tell. I'm shaking right now.
In earnest, I mean that, like, the fact that you don't want to do it and you don't do it. I think a lot of guys will do anything sexually because they just want to get laid. Like, I think you should respect yourself and your own boundaries.
Yeah, man, my dick is special, man. You gotta earn that shit.
Well,
Sometimes you don't know your boundaries.
But sometimes
Wrapped up in a little bow.
how do you explore the boundary if, like, 'cause when you're first time you've had sex, I'm sure your boundaries are very tight, right? Like, but how, you know, if my boundary is like, oh, I've never had chocolate ice cream, but I only like vanilla, how do I know what my boundary is if I haven't explored that?
Oh, that's true. I mean,
Yeah,
honestly, that's
y'all
why
really trying to
that's
push
how
this
I got
poop
where
on
I
me,
am. I
man.
didn't.
Yeah.
I've done a lot.
It seems like you went beyond the boundaries, like, You know, like you
Oh,
might
yeah.
have broken
I
the
used
boundaries
to not have
where now
any
it's
boundaries
like,
at all. Like that's how I formed them, was by experiencing a lot of things I didn't like.
is this back when you were still doing comedy, or is that like still? Because I've only met you like 3 years ago.
So what are you asking?
Were you still in your man hating era then, or
No, no.
I was getting
I
kicked
was
down.
I actually. So I'm overcorrecting.
We missed our shots, boys.
down,
you know,
baby.
like
You want like a humiliating admission is like I'm overcorrecting because I spent most of my life as a pick me, and I've been like deprogrammed. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you should have talked to me 3 years ago.
I should have, you know,
super toxic.
Hindsight, man, missed opportunity.
You would be red pilled by now, you know.
Yeah, no. So I think I'm just making up for lost time. I'm kind of embarrassed about my past, and I'm just trying to set.
That's just
set
a
it
Catholic
straight.
in you, you know. Like
I know, yeah.
You know, it happens.
Go to that confession.
Do you go to church now?
Actually, I do sometimes with my grandfather, but he lives in Vermont, so I don't.
Yeah.
Every Sunday I go to Vermont. Every Sunday.
Surprisingly enough, as I'm becoming more serious and like, you know, looking for something, I actually considered to go to church, not to pick up women specifically.
You gotta make sure that's
you
where
know,
you meet 'em.
like, but
that's what you meet a good woman.
It's a nun.
but yeah, because I'm not picking them up to
Non-fetish,
bang
foot
them
fetish,
necessarily.
There's
but-
something to be said about it. I'm pretty agnostic but like most of the people I fight with on Instagram are like Christians. So I figured, hey, I'm a Catholic. I have every right to be here.
Absolutely.
Why don't we all sit together?
Listen,
and
Christian.
You have to look at me sitting here.
This is the issue with
I'm the
Christianism.
prize at this table. Look at me.
The Eucharist station. I'm the fucking prize.
I already told you why I
Societal.
think that Catholicism is perfect. It has the loophole.
Yeah.
This is the danger with Christianism, that it's prone to being a cult because there's no central management. You know, like there's no pope there saying you can be whatever you want to be. Oh no, this is what Christ wanted you to. It's like, oh, you're my pastor. But this is not a religion podcast. Interesting perspective.
Thanks. Yeah.
Super. You know, I don't know if
It's
these guys are
completely
doing this.
misguided and ill-informed. So.
Hey, listen,
Thanks.
you know, like, you know, like, and people say that they're run by their emotions, you know, like,
hate.
but no, and this is one of those things. And the reason why I ask is because people think that memory is like a record. It isn't, you know, it is completely contextual in how you were feeling and whatnot at the time, right? So sometimes looking back at things through the lens that you're looking at can warp it positively or negatively. So that's why I like to ask these questions that maybe, you know, put it beyond just a scenario from which we make the judgments or judgment calls or forced behavior, you know, have behaviors come from. Awesome. Let's do a quick round of last thoughts. We've gone almost 2.5 hours, by the way. This is fantastic fucking panel. I know that you've blown.
I feel to blame, honestly.
Listen, you were amazing. I can't wait till you come back. This is awesome. Do you live? What town do you live in?
Greensboro.
Oh, you live in Greensboro?
Yeah.
No shit. You've lived there the whole time?
No, I was based in Chapel Hill for a while.
Oh, okay.
doing comedy.
No shit. Well, I thank you for making the drive here. Let's do last thoughts. We'll start with the ladies first. You know, it's a gentlemanly podcast.
I am the prize.
Chivalry is real.
No, I don't know. I don't have any thoughts.
And do you think
thoughts are fake?
Do you think women are the prize?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how does that fit with people being equally yoked about each other?
I think you got to think your man's the prize too. You got to think he's the best one out of all of them. And
We're
that
all
you
the
just
prize.
happen to get the best prize, even though you're the prize across the board.
Yeah.
Sure.
We're all prizes, but I'm the best. I'm the prize. You know what I'm saying? You're a $300 ticket prize. I'm a $1,000 ticket.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Talking about Dave and Buster's prize.
That's how I categorize my beauty standards.
Okay, so I think you're the prize. Whoever's listening, that's what your mentality should be. I apologize for attacking the entire institution of dating and love and marriage, but you should keep trying for it if that's what you want. I'm for love. Go out there and get them.
Stop the cap.
Let's rewind this podcast. I feel like that's no. I heard a lot like fuck love.
Just try not to hurt other people. That's all.
Yes, don't hurt people, especially that handsome dude. I hope you're losing your hair right now. How dare you hurt this woman?
Hope you step in shit today.
Also, we are all the prize.
You
You
guys
know?
are so nice. Thank you for defending me.
Yeah, look, I'm Italian. You let me know where he lives. I'll take care of it. You know, I'm just saying. I keep a bat in my trunk.
Yeah,
He's throwing out threats
and he's a mix.
online.
He's Italian and Muslim, so you
Yeah,
know, like,
I'm psychotic.
Yeah. Tori, last thoughts. What do you think of the podcast? And any other
this
thoughts?
is a lot of fun. Thanks for having me, and thanks for being so open-minded.
Of course, we'd love to have you back. You know, we appreciate this manly girly so about understanding each other better, because I think there is a disconnect, and especially with these hyper catered experiences on these phones, the chamber of echoes kind of like goes, and that's what we, you know, that's the goal of this podcast, really, to bridge gaps, because dating, everybody has a point of view, even if you're not dating. And I think that can sometimes be a less confrontational way of talking about sometimes difficult things that separate us. So I really appreciate you coming on and being open-minded. Giuseppe.
I hope everyone enjoyed coming to Poundtown with us. We have a wide variety of opinions, and our sanitation is pristine. She cleans up the streets very well. Parks and Recs,
dating the trash before I take it out.
Yeah, Parks and Recs is doing it. We got some new things coming up in the parks and the recs and the stuff. And please continue to vote for me for mayor of Poundtown. And he's our village foot fetish guy in Poundtown. Yep, I love cankles is what he says on a regular basis.
Giuseppe, I have a follow-up question for you.
I'm gonna get your number and send you pictures of cankles. Right.
I have a follow-up question for you. You're a person that believes in love. What would be your message to Tori, and your proposition for love being real?
I mean, it's hard when you've been hurt. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta take time to heal and figure out what you want. You're in this.
I like that you're not even looking at her.
You're in this healing process, right? You're trying to figure out what you want. You know, you're learning about yourself. You discovered that you're asexual, which is cool. I respect it because you're finding your own. And if anyone has ever been hurt, take the time. Don't rush into it. Yeah, you got to heal before you get back out there. And if you learn that you don't like the motherfucking shit, then you don't have to play. It's your life.
Fuck yeah, thank you.
So yeah, love's real. You know, whether you love someone else, or you learn to love yourself. You know, that's it, man.
Self-love.
That's beautiful.
Message. Poundtown, come through, guys. You know?
Visit Poundtown on your next vacation.
Yeah.
And Joel, what last thoughts? What do you think? And what's your argument for love?
For loving?
For love,
For love.
Yeah, you're the one married.
You're the only married one in this.
Yeah, you're the one actually winning in this.
Yeah, and you
game.
haven't given us any advice about.
Yeah, you gave no advice. All we learned is you like feet, man.
Whoa,
you
whoa,
learned
whoa.
it. Yo, I like. Hey,
know,
let's ask the
avoid
married man.
cankles.
I like
Avoid
feet.
cankles. No, honestly, it's what I said earlier. I did actually allude to it when I said it. It's finding someone that you want to be around with all the time. Like, if you just take the word out of it, like just the word itself, love, like it has so much power and so much meaning that people give it, and so much perspectives that you see online and what it should be. Hate that phrase, what it should be. Fuck that. What do you want it to be? What does it mean to you? What do you want love to be? That's all it is. Like, I married her because never did I ever think like, I gotta see her.
That's good.
Yeah, it was never that big side.
You know what I mean? Like, I lived.
You found your best friend.
I'm a firm believer. Like, I hate how back then it was like, no, you gotta marry them before you live together. Fuck that.
Nah, that shit don't
You need
work.
to live with the person, understand them, see what they look like mornings, day, night. Be with them stuck. Like, I've been stuck with her during COVID.
Ooh,
That's
real
We
love.
didn't break up. Like, that was the
That's
okay.
that's it.
I can withstand you. Like, it's that, and because it's true, we are selfish
Yeah.
beings. Like,
See if-
sometimes it's like,
See if she leaves trash in the room and brings ants in. You know, like yeah.
like she got
Maybe a little
underwear
specific,
everywhere.
but
No, baby, I'm sorry, but that to me is what, like, you define love. You know, everyone, you know, just like they have what's the love languages and all that shit. Like, everyone has their own that's perspective.
I like that. You define it.
You
your own
define
way.
what love is. So fuck the word. Just find what you want out of life. So
All
if you
right.
want
You
someone
know
to
what?
ride with
These
you.
two men
I believe
ain't
in
trash.
love again. Holy shit.
Oh,
Wow, we did it! Drop the bomb.
Fuck yeah.
Crazy.
But as far as real quick, as closing remarks, two things. One, I definitely gotta get home and warn my wife about this entire podcast. I feel like there's a lot I need to, like, baby.
I'm sorry I mentioned your feet 17 times. I'm sorry. I like them.
You don't got cankles, I promise. And also, stay on this shot. don't we look like Mario and Luigi right now? This is a little crazy.
Yo, get the fuck out of
We
here.
switched hats. It just looks crazy to me. This whole time I just like
Halloween costumes.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey,
Crazy.
you can't say that just because he's Italian.
That's crazy.
He did wear a red hat.
I did wear a red
brimmed hat.
Yeah, you're kind of
A
asking
red.
for it.
You're asking for it.
We actually talked about it before. Like, yo,
Yeah.
what do you want to do? You want to do Mario and Luigi, or you want to do like Home Depot workers, like we did at that country show yesterday?
This is the Lowe's family. Excuse me.
That's valid. I did work at Lowe's. Man,
Yo.
fuck Home Depot.
Awesome. Well, panel, thank you very much. You've been great. Thank you all. Would love to have you all back. This has been Manly Girly. Bye.
When we were kids, we didn't know how good we had it. Now we're all just sick and sad in. Take us back to before we grew up, before our problems blew up. We really needed that, hey, heads up, heads up.